me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Don't
In
scare
that
me.
case, we will start. Starting with a short review of last session. You and your companions traveled to the Vistani encampment south of Valakai. There you sought out Casimir and made preparations for an expedition up the slopes of Mount Gakis. Your sights are set toward the mountain's peaks, where somewhere up there lies the Ember Temple and hope for unveiling the secret to severing Strahd's pact with the Dark Powers. Following the winding roads south of Raven River crossing, you journeyed up to the southern hills and pushed on several miles through the craggy cliffsides and snow-dusted woods until you encountered an abandoned campsite by the roadside. You found tracks hinting of an altercation that killed several of those who once occupied this campsite. Following the tracks of a survivor, you arrived at a frozen pond where a druid fell through the ice while attempting to escape the jaws of several winter wolves. Thanks to your quick actions, the druid was saved from drowning beneath the pond's frigid waters, and you even managed to kill one of the winter wolves, taking its head as trophy. Thanking you for a swift rescue, the druid introduced herself as Kaldur. She told you of the harrowing events that slew her fellow tribesmen last night and of her home village, a sanctuary named Yaedrag. You, in turn, told Kaldur of your intent to ascend the mountain. She offered to accompany you to her village in order to provide you with shelter from a coming blizzard, offer you an opportunity to gather information about the region from her fellow frost giant tribe folk, and a chance to rest after your long journey all the way from Valaki. After all, it has been like 10 hours since you've left, and you still have a while to go. You now rise from a short rest by the campfire and gather your things, preparing for the journey onwards up the mountain pass, as I load us into the map.
Wow, nice. Bloody.
Bloody what?
Goodbye.
You see, Kaldur has cooked each of you a small portion of the wolf's meat to keep your strength up. Should you wish to partake in it, whoever eats some of that meat, you receive 4 temporary hit points.
Give it to me.
With Casimir mapping nearby landmarks and Kaldur acting as your guide, do any of you wish to assist Kaldur in scouting the way forward, keeping an eye out for danger and such?
I definitely will.
Okay. You can help each other if you so wish, or just let Kaldur and Javik handle it. That being all said, what do you wish to do from here? A reminder, you have your expedition map and other handouts available under the Mount Gakis folder.
Well, given the duration we've been traveling and our new companion here, I think it's probably best we make our way towards Yadak.
He also did mention something of the frost giants living in the land, and they would have probably a lot of knowledge of knowing of the dragon that flew overhead, perhaps where its den is. But it would be nice to have a chat with them, possibly for you, Ramirez, since you tend to know some of their runic writings.
Yes, certain runes have power that I've found, at least.
Thrim's Howl. That's right. So, how far up the mountain did Kaldur say how far up the mountain her tribe is? Or village,
Sure.
sorry.
She can help you navigate, especially using the expedition map. I did put an arrow where you're about now. Yaidrak is about a mile south up the mountain slopes through
Okay.
a whole bunch of masking terrain that hides the actual location of the village itself. That way, not every passerby can find it. Those who have traversed this Arctic landscape, however, do know the way through several landmarks that she can show you on the way here.
So just to make things clear for me too,
And this to
as
scale. Yep.
so if we press forward, are we kind of doing this like continuous ascent, or what's the word?
Ascent?
Climb, ascent, yeah, ascent. Up
More or
like
less.
a very large, mountaintop, or are we still kind of like on like flat land-ish for a little bit?
It's flat land that steadily, gradually rises, more inclined in certain spots than others, but the terrain changes from time to time. You started this by walking on a path that kind of winded through southern hills. The abandoned campsite was a more like woodsy area, more like a tundra area. The frozen lake is in the middle of this foresty area, and the way south from when you kind of climbed up the tree and looked around, it's almost like a tundra plateau.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll eat the meat.
Like this.
And okay, yeah, that makes
Just
sense now.
to give you like a
Visual.
yeah.
Nice jagged rocks. Is there dragon glass in these rocks?
Dragon glass. You encounter White Walkers.
Yeah,
Do you run or do you die?
I fight them and I win.
Mm-hmm. Just a sort of reminder to some of you. Kaldur herself is a hunter-gatherer of the mountain folk tribe. You see she's like wearing those ragged snow white furs that you offered her as a replacement for her wet clothes. Her hair is like braided with ivory. Her face is painted with white war paint, and her eyes are like tattooed over like full black. From the way she behaves and looks and speaks and told you of the land, you can tell that she's a perceptive scout that possesses an immense insight as a guide throughout the permafrost landscape of Gakis, and is very much deeply spiritual as well. She has the high ability to speak to druidic spirits that aid in her survival and that of her allies. Use that as you may, you know. She's, however, very young, probably approaching her early 20s, and lacks any deep knowledge of lore as possessed by her like village elders, right? She has limited knowledge of the Amber Temple, but claims more can be learned by speaking to the wiser folk in her home village, Yaidrak. You know, life on Mount Gukis is harsh, and throughout this entire time, especially after the ordeal she's been through, you saw that she was like comforting herself by like humming softly, quietly, chanting in that druidic tongue of hers that you don't quite make out the words, but you get the chant of it. And
I'd like to ask, Kaldur, it's how am I trying to say this? These lands are, it seems like they're very tough, but your people have endured. But how come your people haven't come down from the mountain? Is there something that binds you here? I know home can always be a hard place to live, but I can't imagine how tough it can be in the winter on top of all the monsters.
It is tough, but she explains that this is home. Though it is a harsh environment, she was born into this world and not so much got used to it, but like this, she made this her home. Part of her spirituality is the spirits of the winter, and the ways of her tribes. The way they survived these mountains throughout the years has kind of formed a microculture, if you will, right? This is if there were like many tribes of the druids, there are druids of the hill, there are simply druids of winter. To be anywhere else just doesn't feel like home. Also, there is the safety of the mountain. One danger is replaced by another. dragons not being ideal, but many
Listings
of the
avoid
threats,
dragon.
many of the threats that are encountered down there in the Thawed lands are not encountered up here. And with the alliance, the community that they formed in Yidrak under the giants' protections, they've made work up here actually. So some do leave from time to time, given the choice, but Calder has family here. While she did suffer losses here this night, her other mother is still in the village, probably awaiting her return, and that's family, friends, life, right?
Yes.
So with her saying all that, you had mentioned that they, the village, or excuse me, the frost giants protect them. Is that like a what do they call it? Like where two things. Yeah, do they live together in harmony, or is it kind of like, hey, we're frost giants, you are beneath us?
No, they're not. They're not subjugated, and she makes that very clear. They are not.
Okay.
While you would that unheard of, this is actually quite exceptional. She explains that Yidrak operates as a commune. It is the last safe haven of the mountain folk, a peaceful, secluded collective of frost druids, winter firbolgs, your people, frost giants, and other giantkin who formed a communal settlement close to Mount Gakis Peak, and the people are both descendants of the first people that settled this valley and giants themselves, being an ancient race. Maybe it's quite possible that these giants were here even before those people, and they live in harmony. Their goals aligned.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know if it was we tolerate the smaller humans.
Of course, there's always tensions between the community, but Calder does not really feel like detailing those because, in her eyes, she has no issues with these frost giants. Maybe you'll learn more as you approach Idrak. Those thoughts, hold on to them.
Yes. Well, I think we should probably make our way out towards there, where there's still at least some light.
Muted as it is. I would say, since you've left in the morning from the lake, stopped by the Vistani camp, Salvalakai, and made your way here 10 hours later, that would probably put you about 6 p.m. So you have about 3 more hours of sunlight left.
Yeah.
And trekking these frostlands does take its toll, especially now that, should you wish to follow the Yadrak, it's off the path. But, any progress is progress.
I say we push too.
Okay.
Agreed.
So with Javik then leading, go ahead and roll me a survival check with advantage because you have Calder as you are following her guidance. Mind you, she wasn't the guide of her party either. She had Runar leading their hunting party, and he unfortunately perished. So she's forced to kind of pick up the reins there. But a 24 is awesome. So with confidence, you make progress about half a mile south, following the various landmarks and what have you.
Asking Caldur along the way, while we're traveling, and kind of just being, I guess, a little reminiscent of the Faerun, woods and everything, and in the wintertime, it's kind of just a little memory just sparks in, and just running with the pack before. But asking her about the dragon I would ask her, the dragon that flew overhead, is that one that is known to be so hostile towards the village, or is that...
Yeah, she explains that especially giant kind, since time immemorial, has been in constant rivalry.
That's right. Yeah,
against dragonkind. This is a war that predates humanity.
Yeah, you're right.
But specifically, all the white dragons of Mount Gakis descend down from one. They are their brood, and this one dragon and the current Jarl of Yidrak are warring against one another. To keep vigilant, Yardak did set up these watchtowers with, Calder like kind of describes them. Imagine like a huge, overwhelmingly huge ballista with bolts that shoot out with chains to spear dragons and drag them in. So the Yardak has their own defenses. They have those immobilizing ballistas. They have the giants, throwing stones and oversized spears to kind of defend the city. And sometimes they'll go out into the wilderness to hunt down the brute to sort of cull their numbers over the years. Many giants died in this process as well. So this has been a war that's been going on and is older than Barovia itself.
Yeah. Okay.
Before the time of the first people.
Some of that video is starting to come back to me that I watched on Giants, and I'm like, yeah, that's right.
And this is all like lore that you as a Firbolg would pretty much, be more or less aware to as well, being having giant blood in your veins yourself. Yeah. She says that there's much more to learn about this should you arrive at the village. Again, imagine somebody who's like 19, 18. She knows about the cool stuff, big giant ballistas, but she doesn't know the origin of this war or anything like that. Definitely something to keep in mind and ask.
Sure.
But following Javik's lead, with Calder kind of guiding you as well, you journey further south, up the mountain slopes, and that takes you to past a rocky tunnel. And at its end, you find yourselves in an open mountain tract where the wind blows, strong, unbroken by vegetation or stone. There's this mild blizzard that builds up and blurs the horizon, lightly obscuring much ahead of you. You can barely make out the silhouette of the mountain rise and the tree line in the distance. Javik, since you are leading this party, and anybody who wants to be ahead of this party, depending on your marching order, as you're coming out, and I lead us into the map here, go ahead and put yourself in marching order. Anybody who's at the front there with Calder, go ahead and roll me a perception check if you want to just kind of scan the horizon, and let me know if there's any problems with visions and such.
I can see all of the map.
That's fine. I'm just saying I have an animated GIF over it, so sometimes it turns completely black for some reason, so let me know if that happens.
You don't have an animated GIF for me.
You might have to activate it on...
yeah, there's an activated there. There isn't there.
I have a blizzard going on. It's a blizzard effect. Anyway, but yeah.
No, I would definitely be looking around.
So, yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check there. Just kind of scan around and see how far you can actually see past this blizzard. And Ramirez with
made a disadvantage.
Yeah, lightly obscuring.
Mm-hmm. So
unless you somehow manage to give yourself advantage to balance it out,
I don't, so I have a 7.
Okay, so Javik, go ahead and roll me a second time because it is disadvantage lightly obscured.
Oh, at disadvantage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perception.
Not 7. Blinding, but
yeah.
7. Yeah, you can barely make out the craggy surrounding around you. There's a tree line about end of this map. Let me measure it. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah,
about 250 feet to the south, bushes begin to kind of rise and silhouette themselves against the storm, and maybe further than that, you're not sure of the distance because of the storm. There's a solid tree line that's of this heavy wood, and the mountain pass beyond it. Even with a 7, though, you notice something that's very stark against the white snow. A figure. You have to sort of bend your knees to brace against the wind to keep yourselves from falling over. And as the chill numbs your faces and stings your eyes, you notice the figure up ahead, seated in the snow. Blue robes, wispy gray hair, and a beard blowing in the breeze.
Basilica wants to use Fireball.
Does Basilica charge Fireball?
No. No fireballs here. Not yet, at least.
What do you do?
Since I'm up front with Kaldur, is it possible to try to use my big size to try to block a lot of that, stuff for people to make it easier.
Acting as a wind shield against a blizzard is difficult, but you can shield Calder from suffering the brunt of the storm and getting chilled to the bone.
Okay, I'll take her in.
Yeah.
Come with me, small one.
Fair enough. She appreciates the stock build.
So you said there was a figure.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a figure, blue robes, beard, seated.
Yeah. You can't see much into the distance of the horizon, but the figure is like 50 feet away from you, and it seems to be seated. Has these like stiff blue robes across the side body. It seems to be slouching forward a little bit, and has this long, wispy, gray, white hair and a beard that just ruffles in the wind.
I will kind of duck a little bit down, activate mask, and turn my skin into a more amber color. The hair goes a rich golden hue, and so I appear much more like a high elf than a dusk elf.
Gotcha.
With yours?
That, or go ahead.
I would turn to Calder and say, "Is that one of yours?"
Calder, still shielded by Javik, is going to go ahead and roll me a perception check. With disadvantage, unfortunately.
Still does better than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see that, you know what, I actually think I can give her that 25. You know why? Because, thanks to Winter Spears and all that, she can probably cast Druidcraft to shape the storm. Hallucinatory terrain, yeah, absolutely. You can see her raise two palms upwards, touching together, and then part her hands as she casts hallucinatory terrain and makes, for a moment, a tunnel of wind to clear the vision. And you can see she shakes her head. I don't recognize him. He's not wearing our colors. He's not wearing furs. And I've seen many dead in the cold. This one has mummified. There is something odd that you notice now, that not only does it sit in the snow, but as she parts her hands and makes some of the snow part, she reveals what it is sitting upon. It looks like an iron throne, facing sunrise.
Did you pass by this way when you came down to the bottom? Did you take this exact same route, or was it a different one?
She nods her head. I did. We did.
Okay.
Though our tracks are long gone with the storm. But this was not here.
I'll push forward, still with her underneath to try to shield her.
Okay.
I would actually motion to Vasilica and Ramirez too, since it looks like he wants to change and possibly interact with such thing, depending on what it is. I would turn to Basilica and be like, perhaps it's a soul that could be
fair enough.
Use some of your light.
You, as you approach closer, your vision begins to clear a little bit ahead with proximity. You notice another cave entrance about, well, precisely 70 feet away from you to the south. A little bit higher on a plateau as the mountain rises. You notice that cave entrance.
Okay.
And I'm going to put you guys on pause for a second.
Sure.
Lorian, you're muted.
I was muted.
Do me two things. Roll me stealth, if you don't mind. And as you do that, you have treaded a storm all the way from whence you came from, following the guidance of the Morning Lord to find your quarry. Ahead, you see several individuals. You count 5 all in all. And as you reach for perhaps the pommel of your sword, you get a chance to watch them. From where you stand, I'm not sure because I don't see your stealth check. From where you stand upon your rise, you get a good view of them. One at the lead seems very bulky, even for a humanoid. And from below his hood, you catch a glimpse of his face. Half of it scarred red, as if by burns or other injury. On the matching side, you look upon his hand, and it is unnaturally large, clawed, with talons that extend outwards 3-4 inches, and they seem to almost glimmer with this obsidian red sheen in the storm. At his side is one of the local natives. You know them as the mountain folk. Following in his tracks are 3 others. A slender woman in furs, a man equally bundled, and a dusk elf of Barovia who seems to be not wearing any heavy furs at all, but instead has a glowing orange ring on his finger that ebbs with magical energy that seems to spread out from his hand throughout his entire body toward his chest in a pulsating, almost heartbeat glow. This individual sticks to the back of the group. What do you wish to do?
For now, I guess I'll not make any sudden moves. I don't recognize most of these people in this group.
You stay where you are, just watching?
Mhm.
Okay, fair enough. Coming back to you guys then. You approach the unmoving body. What do you wish to do as you follow Javik and Kaldur's lead?
As
Go
I
ahead.
figure that it's strange that there is a throne in the middle of the mountain. I will use the wand of detect magic to try to see if there is any magical into the body, the chair, or the area surrounding.
Drawing the wand out, you give it a swirl, and you see flakes of snow begin to glow, this cyan glow that trails from the wand towards your quarry, and as they clash at the body, you see a magnificent glow radiate outwards like a aurora borealis coming from this body's right hand. And you can see it's coming from an elongated object about 5 feet in length, made entirely of ice, a rod, a staff of ice that glows in this shades of green and blue for a moment as you're detecting the magical aura around it, and it is quite a strong aura at that.
Oh, I just realized you guys couldn't see my stuff roll. I rolled a 7. I had roll 20 set to talking to myself while I was leveling up my character.
Fair enough.
Spamming that.
A 7, unfortunately, does not beat any of anybody's passive perception. As you cast this Aurora Borealis, the shimmer of the spell, the light coming off it, glints off the armor of another individual, standing about 70 feet to the south by the cave entrance you noted before, sort of half covered behind a shale of orange and black rock. The shimmer of blue and green luminescent across his silver and gold armor.
I would look down to Kaldur and say we aren't excuse me, we're not the only ones that are out here hunting right now. Is there any more of your people nearby? Do they use these caves or pathways at this time? Would any of them be out right now?
I only hope that as one of us, it might also be a cold walker. The dead lost to the frost never rest. We must be vigilant. Surely he has noticed us, and we him.
Probably. If
She
he's a
goes
Cold Walker,
kind of
is
sort of-
fire useful against them?
She nods her head, yes. You see her, like, sort of get a notion that you guys might fight this individual in a distance, so she gets on all fours, in a very primal position, claws out, and ready to follow you, lead to defend yourselves, but not committed to combat quite yet.
I will pull out Torchbearer's Reach, go Ignis, and ignite it as a torch. Hello there! Who are you?
For the context, the individual that speaks is this one.
Yes.
Right. Ezekiel will slowly walk out with his hands up and say, "Hello. I am Ezekiel. I'm just doing a standard patrol of where I camp out. Who are you lot? You're not from here, are you?"
As he speaks, go ahead and describe your character. What do they see?
You see a human who is 30 years old. He has brown hair with a full beard and mustache. He's about 6'2". He's wearing armor and sort of like heavy. I don't want to say furs, but he's wearing like thick clothing underneath it. And he looks armed. He has a torch in one hand, and that's it.
Do you have a shield? Sorry.
Not equipped, but it's like strapped on my back.
Any holy symbols around? Or
Yes,
emblems? Like of a house?
on the shield there would be a symbol of Lathanthor, but it's strapped on his back right now as he just holds a torch with nothing else in his right hand.
We are travelers in this land.
Travelers. Not many people come out this far.
Not many more people of who are not of the winter druids could survive out here. Where are you from?
Where I was born, far away. But ever since my adventures in these lands, it's been bleak, and I've just been camping out here since.
What's that flag?
That's a symbol upon his shield.
Okay. I gotta look up gods again. Who's Lathander?
Also
Morning
known
Lord.
by many as the Morning Lord.
God damn it. Oh, I'm thinking of... Is there Palos or something? I thought that...
Palor.
Paylor is also the son
Paylor.
of God.
Oh, it's just another name, isn't it?
Yes.
God damn it. I'm stupid.
No, you're not. Too many names.
There's so many names.
Yeah.
That thunder has like 12 names, something. Really hard.
Okay. This makes sense now. Okay. So I was like, that looks kind of familiar, but at the same time I was like, I don't know. Gods are weird.
Slowly, Torchbearer's Reach fizzles out as Ramirez deconcentrates upon it.
Where
I would...
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm fumbling.
We're making our way back to town. We have a better idea of where it's located. Would you like to come and get out of this blizzard?
It is pretty bad weather today. I will join you down.
Rather mild, actually, compared to what you experienced over your time
Oh.
here.
This is normal? Okay.
Oh, yeah, this is tame.
Oh yeah, this is easy. We're not having to roll Constitution saving throws every
Throughout your
10
time
minutes.
lightly camping, and to the gods you pray that you've survived, especially thanks to the shelter that you were provided by the locals. Should you have found yourself in the outdoors during night, you would have been probably frozen solid into a statue of ice and frost and rime by the storm, the ever storm that returns night after night. In its more mild condition, it is known as Thrym's Howl. So strong and constant it is that it was named by the locals.
Okay.
Looking upon Ezekiel, would he have anything other than the Morning Lord symbol, like, give away as far as if he's originally from Barovia? Like, does he have the Barovian kind of look, like, for his people, or could we
No.
take any of our knowledge from Faerun, possibly?
He doesn't have the same miserable contents about him, though it does seem that he has spent some time in the wilderness. He doesn't have that hollow shell way about him, and the way he speaks. Very possible that at some point he was an outsider, but it has been a long, long time ago. You can see his clothes tattered at places, though the armor is well kempt over the years.
I'm trying to think of something that Zavik would know from Faerun to be like, hey, how could I place him possibly? Be like, oh, is he a Winterdeep? Is he this or that? Or like just some kind of like test to be like, whose side are you on?
You would know that the most effective way of finding such information is usually to ask the individual.
Where you from?
Yeah.
What colors you wearing?
Crip, Bloods?
Crip, blood? What? No,
Where are you from? New York.
No, I don't, I want to just say, like, where you from? Seems just kind of like
You guys,
plain.
you lot obviously aren't from here. Your dialect, your mannerisms, the way you carry yourselves is not like others who are from, what's the name of this place? Bar or something?
Barovia.
Barovia.
Barovia. Where are you guys from? Don't tell me you're don't tell me you're more victims.
Well, to find victim, I grew up here. Been here all my life.
Is that Marius who says he's been here also?
Ramirez, yes.
I nod at him.
And then also,
You've spent quite a long time to learn at least about the certain factions around Barovia. The individual who speaks, although he's bundled, you can still see the dusk skin.
I am
dark.
still a high elf.
Right, my bad. The high elf who claims he's from here. You've never seen high elves in Barovia ever once. This individual over yonder does seem native, as obviously this one. But you've never seen a Goliath.
say that again?
I don't know, you're bundled up, he doesn't know.
I know. I'm just
Are you rating?
You've never seen a Goliath anywhere but outside Mount Caucasus.
And then a 9-foot tall.
And then there's a 9-foot tall woman.
Yeah.
You've never seen Goliaths, plural, outside of Mount Caucasus.
Wait, there's a woman 9 feet tall?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Is this person?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Damn.
Hello.
Is it worth dropping quickly over to the main window to show? I don't remember if the drop screen.
Yeah, where's that
Basilica
picture
next
of
to us.
Basilica and Derek?
1 second, I'll find it.
Derek!
Make me dig it up.
Why Derek?
No, just I remember the first picture we ever saw of Basilica and the Morning Lord. That guy just looked like a Derek to me, and he looked like he looked like he played varsity football, and I was just like, that's a Derek.
Okay, cool. I was like, oh, I don't remember hearing that name ever.
That's just me being stupid and memeing.
Or
Well, during that time, you mentioned of falling victim to coming into this land. I can only imagine that you came through the mist like everybody else. But how long have you been here for?
Ezekiel lists out alongside, says that was a long time ago. 12 years ago. Myself and a good friend, many good friends of mine, including my fiance, were suddenly traveled to this mist. So long. Depressing story. Come, I'll bring you back to the village safely. Help escort you.
You had a fiance when you were 15?
I'm 30. 12 years
Oh.
ago, 18.
Oh, 12 years. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Sorry, I got ADD, man.
So just a size comparison, that individual to like right
That's
frame
not
right.
Basilica.
That's a standard human.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then the woman is that tall. Yeah.
Damn.
Not
Because-
an uncommon sight around these parts. You've seen giants. You've seen Goliaths. They make their home here. These must be natives. Save for the high elf.
I will turn. Well, before we go back to the village,
There's still the aurora borealis glowing from the corpse.
do you know who or what that is? Have you
What are you about to do?
Yeah, we're playing online, dude.
this guy?
Will I have any insight on that?
You see? Did you hear it when I described it first, or do you want me to repeat it?
Repeat it for me, please.
It. A figure seated upon an iron throne seems emaciated, and bowed forward. A wispy beard, white, long hair blowing in the wind, and these stiff, frozen blue robes. The figure is like, it's frozen, desiccated, a corpse seated, half bowed. One of its hands is clutching onto like a metal bar in front of it, with the rigor mortis grip of the dead. The corpse's other hand holds onto a staff entirely made of ice that's glowing with shades of blue and green thanks to the wand held in the woman's hand.
Has this always been here, or did it just recently appear?
You have never seen. No, you've been maybe through this trek before. It's hard to tell because of the snow, the ever shifting. You've never seen this, no.
Okay. Ezekiel just shakes his head, says, I have no idea what that.
Well then, I will quickly make my way climbing up the little ledge there to it.
Okay. It is quite a steep climb to it, but this close you can see that save for its grey hair and beard, most of the facial features have been mummified. Its robes are tattered and do little to hide the exposed grey flesh beneath.
I will pull out the voltage and poke it.
You hear the flesh crack like ice as you put pressure upon it. You pierce the corpse.
More the if it was alive, enough to cause pain if it was alive to wake it up.
Mm-hmm. If you're hoping to stir like an undead being, it does not stir.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem to move, and it's frozen pretty solid.
I can't imagine anyone would want to rule these, desolate lands here. Perhaps it was some kind of, I don't know, punishment or something, or some ritual.
Why? Why would you not want to rule with lands? There's nothing wrong with them being cold if you're immune to cold, but besides, your friend seems to enjoy this land. Well, our old new friend, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Go ahead.
As you look upon the cadaver, trying to piece things together, you get a glance at the rod held in his hand. Just getting the image. It's loading. Bear with me. There it is. Copy. It looks like this. and looking at its glow, you try to piece things together. Ramirez, roll me like a perception check.
Okay, one moment.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, open my sheet.
Because you're sort of actively in the moment.
Prodding it.
Okay, you feel it coming. You
Am I
suddenly
dependent
feel
that?
the
Because of blizzard still.
Hmm?
Or
No,
am I
this is
dependent-
not. This is not relying on your sight. This is relying on the sensation beneath your feet, because you suddenly feel the ground beneath you shift, move. You see the snow on either side of Ramirez rise in like these two large mounds. Then, to your horror, you see the snow fall away, revealing the massive wing of a white dragon unfurl, smash down to the ground. The ground beneath you begins to rise as you try to balance yourself, lifting with Ramirez, and you realize Ramirez is standing upon the spiny, scaled back of a behemoth.
God damn it.
As it rises, what do you do, Ramirez?
So the figure sitting in the throne, is he also on the back of this? Yeah, he's
Yup.
also on the back of this behemoth. Okay. So he has a staff in his hand and a rod in his hand, or
No, just the one rod.
just the one. Okay. I will try and grab that.
Go ahead and roll me a strength athletics check as you're trying to wrestle it away from the rigor mortis grip of the dead.
Okay. Athletics.
What's that total? 22? You hear it crack as 3 fingers snap off, but the rime and the frost makes the staff cling to the corpse. Should you spend another round, perhaps you'll be able to manage to get it out of the grasp of this thing. But at this point, we're rolling initiative.
Just to be clear, is this an ancient? Like, what's the size?
It's a behemoth. You want to ask its
Okay.
age?
No. The size is okay. The age, I imagine I wouldn't know.
If it's a behemoth, I mean, that's a full adult dragon.
It looks ancient.
We can't fight. No.
You kill
Run for the
Vasilka,
cave.
Vasilka,
Run for the cave.
you're well read. From I don't know how much lore you know about dragons, but just maybe you had the luck of reading something about this. Go ahead and roll me a. This is a magical creature, so Arcana. Not so much history, but Arcana.
Okay. I'm in shock on what's going on now.
Maybe it's an oversized wormling, then this is just fine.
It's an illusion.
Right. So remember that in order to roll initiative, you click on your token and you.
Yeah, I forgot that. 21, okay.
Wow.
Ah, okay.
I have
21.
one more. Okay, 13.
Okay.
Lorian, you're rolling initiative as well, right?
Yeah, bro.
You feel the temperature
go before me,
drop
'cause he
even
broke it.
colder as the massive worm rises to stand, shaking heavy snow off its body. You see its huge head extend forth. 2 clouded eyes scan its surroundings as you hear this deep growling voice pierce the rising blizzard coming from the ancient dragon's maw. Do you hear that, Belthrond? Something dares disturb our slumber. We know how to deal with thieves, don't we, Melthorond? Best you prepare your spells. Top of the round, we have Vasilka.
Which is Melpharon? The wizard, the corpse?
It appears to be speaking to the corpse.
Okay.
Hmm.
Melpharon.
Okay. Assuming that whatever this is too much for us. In these conditions, I'm going to pray, so we got some additional strength for whatever is come, and I'm casting blessing Ramirez, our friend, our druid friend, and
Caldur?
yes, Caldur, Savik, and let me see, it's four creatures, right?
Depends what
Three
level
at
you
level
cast it
one.
at.
Yeah,
True.
you can always upcast if you
You can
want.
upcast it to big. You can upcast it for additional targets.
Okay, upcast to level 2 to have 5, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all my friends are gonna be protected.
Including yourself?
Oh.
Yes, so level 3, my bad. Yeah, level 3.
Enough. Fair enough. You still have your movement if you so wish to take it.
And is this difficult terrain?
So the rocky terrain is not. The snow is. It's about shin deep. Even with your snowshoes, it's sloped. It's difficult terrain. At this point, the proximity to the creature just makes it difficult terrain.
Okay, I'm running for the caves, and mentally I tell everyone to run.
There are two caves. The one you just came from. There's another one about 60 feet to the south of you, and there's the tree line even further south in the direction you were heading.
I guess the one that is closer, so the one up north.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay. And that's it. No bonus actions.
Ramirez, you're on top of this creature as it tilts its head side to side. You can see the opaque, glass-like, clouded eyes looking around blindly.
Okay. I will bonus action hex the dragon,
Okay.
and I am going to choose wisdom
Fair enough.
as the ability score that it gets a problem with. So that was not at all what I was expecting. Yeah, I'll give it a quick try. I will try and break the staff free one more time.
Sure. Using your hex is a bonus action. Good. So use your action for that. Flex, go ahead and roll it for me. You have broken some of the eyes that she has lowered.
Yeah.
You just met it. Wow. You break the hand off the corpse, the fingers breaking off and dispersing into the snow below you, and you can see the dragon's head pivot very quickly toward that direction, and you use the opportunity to bring the staff toward your chest. It's now in your possession. It is very much cold to the touch, but there's a bundle of fur to which you can kind of find handhold to protect your hands from freezing, even in their gloves.
Yeah. And so I will go ahead and move further over, jump off of him onto here. So that's
You are jumping about, looking down before you jump, it is about 20 feet to the ground because you were like on its spiny neck, and as it rose, you can attempt me like a dexterity check to try and land on your feet or roll with it so you're not taking damage.
Would the
Okay.
snow be like pillowy under him?
He's jumping onto rock.
Oh, okay.
yeah, because I don't have snow near me that I can jump.
There's
onto.
snow right before its snout. There's snow to the south beneath its feet. But if he's jumping toward the group, he's jumping back toward the rocky path.
Yeah. How about what if I try running using my climbing speed to basically run down its leg?
Yeah.
So I will do that. So that's 20. So 35 gets me about there, probably.
Fair enough. The dragon feels a sensation down its leg, and pivots its head around from the pieces of icy fingers in your direction, and you get to see like its flaring nostrils as it tries to detect your location. Is that anything else on your turn?
No, I'm gonna action surge to Gash because I have no desire to be here. So 5, it's non-difficult. 15, 20, 25, 30. Alright, so that's 10, 20. So I would be able to get 30 with that, so I'm there. I will provoke an attack opportunity by doing that, though. He's at disadvantage on that roll because of my hex.
Yep, I just didn't click on that.
There's a reason I hexed.
Fair enough.
It's a vague hope that we can hide.
Believe it or not, characters have passive stealth, which is what I'm using unless you're actively using your action stealth. It gets an attack opportunity indeed against you as it goes in for a nasty bite attack. Does a 18 hit.
Question: is he in 30 range from me? Or I know he's flying, so I'm just checking.
18 does not hit as I catch it on the shield.
It rebounds off, and you can see frost and rime forming a shield momentarily, and self-sustains out there in the frigid cold as the temperature continues to drop. The ring of the shield as it impacts sends out this like loud ring, and the dragon just shakes its head from side to side. Doesn't like the sound.
I
what was that?
Its senses.
What was that? You asked me.
No, it was just checking the distance. If he was 30 feet or
30
like
feet.
50.
30.
Okay, 30.
30 feet from the front of it. It's quite larger than a token is, but yeah, 30 feet from the head.
Okay. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's my turn. I would have stated the hide. I dulled its senses a bit. Got this.
As you as it sniffs about and rebounds back from the shield, you hear a frightful snarl that grows into a loud, echoing roar that shakes the very mountains. Everybody, roll me a wisdom saving throw. The DC for this is 16.
We have less, guys. Don't forget it.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget how to activate.
Fuck, I got 15.
Yeah, on 2 ice.
Those of you who failed the DC 16, you feel yourself overcome with fear at the sheer presence and looming might of this creature before you. That being said, as it finishes the roar, you can see this glowing cyan buildup at its throat, coming toward its maw and forming into this frosty breath. It is a 90-foot cone, which you are all in line for. I'm just checking to see if you are. Yeah, if it does it on diagonal, absolutely. So all of you, make me a Constitution saving throw as a frosty wind washes over and in a continuous stream out of its mouth and begins to form a thick layer of rime and frost upon the floor where you stand. You feel your armor and clothes become rigid. Your faces sting. It's gonna be a cold breath. Is a lot of fucking damage. Those of you who succeed at 22 take half. The rest of you take 73.
Oh my god, he did max damage.
Okay, I have a way that I can hopefully
So with
lessen this for myself.
that's a failure.
Mm,
Do I have anything that can fix this? I don't.
Suffering the might of this cold breath, I am not sure if
no.
many of you will last. You see Calder brace and shiver. Even ballowing clothes warmed up, she looks just as bad as she did when you first brought her out of the frigid waters.
I gotta find. Where's my freaking phone for a calculator?
I'm thinking. Maybe
Okay,
Yeah,
where is it?
I just eat that because I did not roll.
Yeah, I can only use reactions in my shield to interpose dexterity saves. That's a constitution or a wisdom.
I'm like, should I use inspiration? But I'll take it.
Where the fuck? Oh, here it is. It's in my freaking pocket. I'm an idiot. Well, kill me.
This is fine.
Jesus Christ.
Calculator.
This is fine.
Ezekiel, did you brought your new your backup character?
You got a backup?
Casimir lifts his
You guys
hand
are
at the last moment. You can see the ring form like a fiery shield before him that blocks some of the breath, but then the shield breaks and he's overtaken. The hand grows blue, purple, black, and then Casimir is just brought to his knees. He's still up, barely. Even with bless.
No.
With bless.
Casimir is this person?
Casimir is the person in the very back. He's the dusk elf.
Oh.
You can see him
Okay.
holding like a grimoire in one hand, and upon his other hand is just flaming ring. This visual over here. Adding to his scars upon his face, his skin now turns this deep purple, blackish to the frost.
So, dragon's no longer hexed.
No? Okay. I'm still surprised you managed to benefit from it. Yeah.
I can't hit a DC 36 concentration save.
Nope.
Yeah, bless is also
A
off.
fight here might be lethal.
Oh, it's very.
Oh, I was
DC
trying to
36.
get away. I was trying to get away. That was the point of the hex and the dashing
I understand.
away.
I understand. Javik, it is now your turn as the dragon begins to beat its wings, sending snow up. It flies up. Its full movement, taking to the skies with its rider. Not fully.
Like, is it just rising, like, still where it. Like, it's not.
I'm gonna make that part of its movement. It rose. I'm gonna delete this for now. It rose. I'm just looking up its speed. Just bear with me here. A lot of shits here.
I don't know if you said, like, it's rising and then it's flying off, like, in a way, because it's like, oh, well,
Not
he's gonna
off and
fuck
away.
right off.
It
Okay.
did its frost attack
Flying
first,
80.
flying
Yeah.
up, and then like 50 feet across to do its breath attack, and then for the rest of its movement, it ends it by landing here. There we go. Let's do that. So it's like a frost attack across, and then landing here.
I don't know if I want to take an opportunity attack on that. I'm gonna just.
Opportunity gift. I offer the dragon a ring.
Oh boy.
I feel the lightened load upon my back. Return which you have stolen.
Yo, spirit back at him. How is Kaldor looking?
Calder she's looking better than Casimir, but like you can become bloodied from frost, but she's at half HP.
Okay.
She's looking as bad as when you pull her out of the frigid waters.
Yeah.
There's
So,
some essence of the
5.
spirits of winter that's protecting her, but like unfortunately it's not enough to the might of dragon. She looks frightened. She's looks like she's ready to flee.
I don't know how I would do. God damn it.
Run away, baby boy.
I mean, I can move up to 20. But I would move there and I would just try to get a hold of Casimir and just try to help him out.
You help him onto his feet. He feels like frigid, stiff to the touch. You can actually hear his clothes like crack as you lift him up a little bit.
Yeah, I would try to like have my shield like on my left arm, and I would try to grab him with my left arm, trying to cover him, and then using
He just grasps onto you, and all the while you can hear him like
Yeah.
just whisper, "Not like this. Not like this. So close. All right.
And I would just yell out, "We need to get the fuck out of here!"
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I there's like nothing I can do. I'm just gonna take a dodge action.
Okay, fair enough. Ezekiel, with a crushing pounding of the earth, you can feel the snow and ice beneath you shatter as this behemoth of a dragon lands behind you. What do you do?
I will bonus action Misty Step 20 feet here, and I will yell out to everyone, "Move! Let's go! Get up! Run!" And I'm gonna hold an action to move with the group, as I think we're all going into the cave, right?
Yeah.
Gonna hold an action to like move with the rest of the group.
Sure. Misty Step is a bonus action, right? So you hold you hold your action with an action. Okay, fair enough. Calder, you can see she crouches low and shrinks. Together with her Sloane, she turns into a little like minx weasel, white furred, and burrows herself into the snow. And you see a little tunnel form as she moves along the snow and like appears at the cave entrance here. Casimir follows along with you there into the cave entrance. I'm gonna say they're both here. So they both make it into the cave. That's fine. Vasilka, what do you do? Top of the round.
I dash away.
Fair enough.
And while I'm running, I'm casting Sanctuary on Ramirez that it's last. So
Goes without saying, both them, Kaldur and Casimir, dare not attack the dragon lest they attract its attention, trying to take benefit from the heavy obscuring snow and its seemingly blind eyes. Though it might have other senses, that's not out of the question. They're taking care not to attract its attention. So Vasilka, do you follow suit by not attacking?
yeah, by not attacking and
Fair enough.
trying to protect Casimir Ramirez from his rage because he stole the item with Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm. Ramirez then.
I will. Let's try this again. Hex it.
Moving now. Fair enough.
Same ability, hitting
I just-
Wisdom
Wisdom
hex.
movement.
It doesn't have to roll to save against the hex, it just happens, right?
Yep, it just happened.
Fair enough.
And
You'll lose Sanctuary, by the way.
nope. Sanctuary is damaging, right?
It
Or
does.
is it?
No,
or
it
cast
says
spell-
cast a
cast-
spell by
Yeah, so-
Alex.
It's
No,
you can cast a spell that affects an enemy.
Yeah,
yeah.
true. So you still choose to hex? Your call.
Yes.
Okay.
I have diamonds.
You had diamonds.
Yeah, we used them, I think, all.
Yes,
Oh,
you
well.
used up the diamonds.
You guys used all your. Does Tom throw a dragon at you every session?
No, we just get fucked up.
Sorry, I'm trying to think this through.
We also
thing.
saved
So-
the fish priest.
Yeah, so I will. I will go ahead and move my distance 30 feet that way, or 50 feet towards the cave. Is everyone else in the cave currently?
Yes. I'm making the way
then
further.
Action dash the rest of the way into the cave with everyone else.
Yeah. Okay. Action dashing into the cave. You see the dragon desperately sniff about, trying to follow your form as you disappear into the storm, into the cave. It panically goes to retrieve the treasure you stole and sprints forth like 30 feet And in its haste, you see something happen because you took a step out of its hand. Only one hand was secured to the one hand of the corpse is secured to the holding bar, and then you see the corpse slump to the side and fall out of its saddle. The dragon breaks off his attack and begins to kind of look in the direction where the corpse fell, sniffing about, trying to detect it, and you can see it actually checks to make sure that the dead wizard is undamaged. It spends its turn trying to gather him all up into, if any pieces fell loose, into one pile. But you can see that as it struggles, the dragon can't seem to put Maltheron's corpse back into the saddle, try as it might. And it's trying very hard its entire turn. At the end of its turn, it turns to you and says, "Wait! Come back! Help me! Please! He's all I have!"
Who's saying that?
The dragon.
Insight check. I don't fucking
Yeah,
trust him.
I
Go
could
ahead.
say like,
Javik, it is your turn. Go ahead and use your insight.
Normal. The fuck out.
Natural 20? Yeah, I'll give it to you. Though he promises not to harm you, you can tell that there's a lie there. It seems that he's taking the opportunity to trick you, drawing forth sympathy. One of the dragon's many old tricks, perhaps, that claimed other victims before. Please.
I would just.
That being said, the sadness is genuine. While he is using this as an excuse to get you, and there's a hint of malice with the talons being drawn out and ready to strike, the sadness of the corpse being fallen and him saying he's the only thing I have is genuine.
Yeah, I would believe that, but he did get us. He did trick us. I would just yell out to the rest of the group, like, he's cunning though, but he would take us for fools to think that we would help him after that, after getting fucking annihilated.
The opportunity is nigh. You, Javik, and the rest of you have a choice. I'm just looking at the initiative here. It's just one creature. The dragon seems refusing to leave the corpse's side while it's out of the saddle. It is bound to this place until it picks it back up. You can take this opportunity to just bolt into the cave if you so choose. Just so we're not wasting time with turns unless you want to actually damage it.
Damage, no, because it's too strong. But we know a little bit of. Well, we don't know a lot more about the dragon though, but something to inquire about maybe. For the village.
The only thing I would do is as we're bolting
I'm
down
gonna pause initiative here essentially, just to give you guys an opportunity to play all together. Yeah. It's not concentrating on you at all. All its focus is on the corpse on the ground as it's trying to pick it up, put it on a saddle. So you take your time.
Yeah. Back further in the cave.
Yeah, let's bail.
Okay.
I can't. I'm beat up.
As we do, minor illusion of footsteps going in the other direction, 30 feet from us.
Very, very good use of your spell. You're now absolutely certain it doesn't even care. It doesn't heed. For a moment, like as your steps come closer, you can see like swipe at the steps, and then just says, "Clever," and returns to the corpse, trying to pick him up. Picks up half the corpse, puts it on a saddle.
I look at Caldron and say, "Can you do anything to erase our trace?"
Yeah, she can pass without trace. Yeah. By the size of the cave opening, it's about 10 feet wide. This ancient behemoth will not be able to even squeeze through. You have a clear path back if you wish to go back whence you came.
Well, do we want to go back, or do we want to should we just try to book it forward and
Not right
go
now.
to the village?
That might work. Pass Without Trace. Pass Without Trace once cast lasts for like an hour, and it can help you stuff around it.
And he has disadvantage on wisdom saves for an hour. So.
True.
Or wisdom checks. So.
True.
If we're going to
we
try
might
to
get
by him, it is
we might
probably
get
our
stuck.
best bet.
To offer you this, the DC, because of the hex, will be 11. So even if you roll a natural 1 with Pass Without Trace, this will be an automatic success.
Oh, well then fuck, then.
Not even gonna teach you guys. That's like perfect math. Yeah.
Yeah, I say we just try to book it forward. We have the chance to move forward and get to the village, because if not, we'll be stranded in the wilderness, hurting, bleeding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, unless there's another path that you immediately know of around, then I agree we should move forward.
Rising to her feet, Calder, shape-shifting back to human form, Calder extends out her arms, and you see a veil of snow and frost forms around you in a dome, hiding your tracks and muting all sound around you. Maneuvering as a group around the dragon as it still tries to fiddle with the corpse in snow. You can hear it. Though it's huge size, you can actually hear it like moan with sorrow, trying to no. I'll be alright. I got you. It's almost like listening to somebody who's been through this memory before. There's care in this relationship. Maneuvering around the dragon, you'll be able to stuff around it no problem. This will essentially end this encounter. Unless you wish to do anything else, I'm gonna move on.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I say we just move forward. Grabbing, oh my god. Why am I having such a hard
staff?
time?
The Staff of Frost, Caldor...
No, fucking
Casimir.
Wizard. Casimir, god damn it. Picking up Casimir and just really trying to help him.
The Ring of Frost is doing its part, and you shielding him is doing its part. You maneuver around, and eventually making your way up the craggy rise, and looking behind you, or your backs, you eventually see the dragon lose sight of you as it peers one last time in your direction. Its silhouette just fading into the snow, into the storm. And you see it manages eventually to somewhat, the somewhat dim dragon remembers that he's big enough to scoop up Melfrond with one claw, and he does so gently. And then you see it fly back up into the sky, not wishing to wait out the storm here, and out of sight into the storm.
Oh,
Injured.
I wanted to ask him a question.
No, he's gone, long gone. I cannot ask him anything.
Yeah.
What? Ask who a question?
The dragon.
The dead body.
Well, why didn't you? Speak up.
Because I need to get next to him and cast the spell. I didn't get the chance.
Oh, I thought you said you were... Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
it.
let's speak with that.
You're in its domain. It's not out of the question that you might encounter it again. That being said, I'm just surprised nobody died or passed out in that encounter. That was good reaction on everybody's part and good teamwork. But this being said, continuing right on, you dare not stop following Calder and Javik. You're still leading the party, though you are injured. Do you wish to rest in the craggy spot to which you rise, kind of watching the skies for the dragon's return, or do you wish to not risk it and just keep on going southward?
Is it still daytime? Like towards
you
dusk?
have 2 hours to dusk. Just judging by the muted sun's position, as slowly cresting the mountain.
I would want to turn to Caldur and say, what's the road like ahead? Is it more jagged rocks, or is it an easy path?
It's never an easy path in these wildlands, but no, we are entering the overgrown wood ahead. She points to the tree line now closer, because you did approach a little bit southward. You can indeed see the road progresses onward, steadily being swallowed up by an ancient overgrown forest of snow-covered pine trees and towering oaks. A thought comes to mind too, that along with the caves that you've hidden, this tree line would also serve to sort of mask you from anything airborne because of just a
Yeah.
thick. Yeah. Something that either you think of or Calder will kind of relay, but it's pretty obvious, you know, 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, so I would actually relay what you just said to the rest of the party. The sky, or we would cut off any aerial, you know, surveillance on us. Nothing could swoop in from the sky, but
No
we're going to be
drones.
surrounded. Yeah, no drones, no birds. But we'll be taking a chance going into the woods, not knowing what's in there. We could try to possibly find shelter in there if we can't make it.
Well,
But being
last
out here
thing-
in the open will be tough.
Yeah, last thing I want to do is stay out in the open, particularly when I have this. Figured if nothing else when we were running, having this would be useful, holding up the ice staff that I stole.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well then we'll push into the woods then.
Calder will note something a little bit disturbing. It is not unheard of that dragon nature is that they do not take lightly to being robbed, and they will relentlessly hunt themselves and send their brood after treasures stolen from them. It just making it very obvious that by possessing this item, you are putting a target on your back. Do with that information as you will.
Well, it's not like I knew a dragon and it was already in my hands at that point. I was just trying to flee. And I
Well, if we
totally
can,
doubt he'll accept it back.
well, if we can find shelter for the night, we can look it over, see if there's anything else that we could find or something that we could benefit from. But if we take it to the village, we could put them under fire, or excuse me, under hold.
If you wish to give it back, I could give him the short message wherever we leave it.
Can you cast Sending on a
Sending.
dragon?
A creature.
Oh, that's nice.
I have to be familiar, but I don't know many white dragons, so I will say it's familiar.
Having witnessed the dragon this close, Calder can actually even name it. Though she doesn't know much lore about dragons, she has heard its name, and she points to a section on your map. Gao Lathator.
Oh, there it is.
I thought being it, sorry.
Okay.
Well, it's a mouthful.
As dragon names tend to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um.
Well, I suppose.
Do any of you speak Draconic by chance? I know Brandar did, but he's not with us.
No.
No, I speak
Okay.
giant. Not draconic.
You get an idea that it's such a big name because it means something, but you don't speak Draconic, so.
What about you,
Well,
Is
Ezekiel?
Galarbavor the main city? Main town of this area?
The village to which you're headed is called Yaidrak, and that is a giant word. The name to which she points is marked on the map. It is a known location. Casimir just wasn't sure what it was named after. Now, through his horror, he's learned its name after the dragon that makes its lair there.
Ah,
Well, I think if nothing else, we can potentially do that plan for Silica after we've done at least a little bit of checking out of this staff. After all, we've been trying to collect useful things. The dragon was trying to guard it so much. What do you think? Handing it over to Strahd? Get the dragon to chase after Strahd?
wait,
You
what's
won't
that
be
about?
so
that you said?
foolish.
The dragon serves Strahd. You would have them betray him for treasure.
Well, of course.
Why would Strahd just not give the treasure back to the dragon if they serve him?
Eh, he could, yes.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out the obvious.
But
Well, we'll try to figure more about it. But right now, shelter's our biggest priority. We're bleeding. We're hurt.
Yeah,
We're
how's
already
everybody
have a-
looking?
We have a target. I'm fucking bloodied.
bloodied. badly.
I would turn to
That
Ezekiel
being
and ask if he
said-
had any way of identifying, magic items, or does he seem in tune
No,
with?
I do not.
Okay.
Well, that being said, we've done
If you had any way of
surprisingly
sensing
well.
it, you'd see no magic on Ezekiel. He's just
Okay.
Yeah.
just seems like a very capable dude. Capable ordinary. Just
Well, we did do quite well against that dragon. As badly as it hit us all, we survived.
that is
Which is
considered well compared to most people who
better than most can say
go
about
face
that.
to face with dragons.
But
Um,
so I guess we get moving, get into the woods, get some level of cover.
Hmm.
Our protection that we have currently to hide us from its sight will only last about.
Were you
No,
guys
an
after the
hour.
staff?
No, I was curious what it was.
You ever heard the phrase "curiosity killed the cat"?
Of course I do. I have. But you're not completing it. Satisfaction brought it back.
Right. Alright.
Casimir makes notes in his notebook. Wisdom.
Notes.
Wisdom of the elves.
Well
Hopefully,
Nothing
after
else.
you find out what it does, that satisfaction will do exactly that. Just that for you.
Yes. But if nothing else, we did remarkably well, and if we just continue pressing on, we should get to safety relatively soon.
Okay. Seems like
Until then,
Hmm.
why is it not letting me do this? Oh, because I need a token in place to do that.
Oh, do you? Here you go. I'm
One
gonna place it.
second.
You can just drag and drop it.
Yeah. Because the macro is tied to my token.
While we are
I
walking,
have not done that since our since our rest. So everybody has, because there are
Additional.
only 6. There are 6 of us.
There are
right?
6 of us.
are we
Yeah.
resting?
No.
He's inspired.
I
Okay.
never.
Yeah.
We're spending as we're walking and talking
Yeah.
to folks
And-
and
Mhm.
giving them 15 temporary hit points because I'm
Eh.
pretty sure all of us lost those 4 temporary hit points.
Also, as we are walking, I'll create like a small shimmering of fire in my hand, and everyone around me is gonna be healed 2d6. It's 26 totals, if I recall correctly. No, 10d6 total, so we can divide that between everyone.
It's concentration for a minute, which is 10 rounds,
Mhm.
and you just got a d6 for each, so it should be 10,
Gotcha.
10 instances of 2d6.
Go for it. Roll it.
Where's
Mind
the
you,
15
mind you,
temporary
it
hit
doesn't double.
Inspiring leader!
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As long as you are friendly with me, you get 15 temporary hit points after my conversation saying we did really, really well surviving a dragon.
Yes. So
And we
mind
just
you,
need to
that's
continue pressing
divided
on.
among the group, not like to each, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
cool.
Yeah,
between
it's
everyone.
not a group.
I won't take any of it though.
Mm-hmm. So divvy that
We
up
can
in
all take
chat.
half the mirror.
The Ramirez, because you're inspiring leader and all that, and you're leading the group, go ahead and roll me a survival check with advantage, thanks to Calder's guidance, as you try and just stick to the path, going into the woods and follow her direction and try and spot the different landmarks and whatnot. With a 20, that's perfect. That's exactly what you needed there. This is a harsh terrain. Even for somebody like Calder to navigate it, it is quite hard, but you manage. Eventually, you see the road vanishes altogether into the snow and underbush. No more road. This continues on for several miles until you come to the edge of the forest and you catch sight of several things. First is a clearing where you can possibly set camp, but the clearing is only right below the canopy line. Above, looking up, you can just barely make out the dimming sky and the rolling clouds above, but only above you. If you were to look on a slight angle, it's absolutely completely masked over by leaves and branches and boughs. So there is a site for you if you wish to set up camp that you find with a 20. Next to the site, you notice something else as well. You catch sight of something lying half buried in the snow. It is a corpse of an elk, carved by claws and bloated with poison where several sting marks pierced its flesh.
It's be more of the size of those wolves again.
The rake marks seems to be matching, yeah. But the sting marks, the wolves you fought, they did not have stingers like this. Something has punctured time and time again this elk, and where the puncture marks landed, the skin is blackened and the veins have darkened with poison.
Barovia has so many fucking odd creatures, so I wouldn't even attempt to even try to understand what could have that. But would it be... Could you just... The piercing marks, could you say if it's something like natural, like something on a body part, like a stinger, like a scorpion, or is it something more...
Roll me a nature check. It's kind of like a DC 10. It's mostly to confirm. Yes, you're 100% certain this is done by a organic stinger.
Okay.
The nature of the poison you're not sure of what it does, but it seemed to have led to lethal. Like maybe it bled out, but the poison sure did the majority of the work.
I couldn't even know what did such a thing. What about you?
And you can tell it's a stinger because it's not like the same circumference. It's like a sword or anything. This is like a huge stinger.
I would ask Caldur if she would know of any of these creatures out here that could do such a thing.
Caldur notes that these injuries are remarkably similar to the ones suffered by those who died the night she was attacked, and it was quite possible that these were made by the same creature who raked her mother apart. Again, she doesn't have much memory of the night because it was dark, and she has a harrowing recollection of a wolf with like a scorpion stinger. She recalls an ember-like glow from its maw and ribcage, and this glowing saliva-like ichor spewing onto the ground as it gave chase after her. She hid, and later on, toward dawn, she was tracked by the rest of the pack and escaped toward the pond. And the rest you know.
Yeah.
But it's all like harrowing, fuzzy memories of surviving all that.
Well, just be on our guard then and keep moving. No sense in trying to stay put in this thing's territory.
Having healed from the spell work of the cleric, do people feel like they still want to set camp here, or do you wish to take advantage of the hour or two that you still have of dim light?
Could we make it to the village by then, or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not by dark. You can keep going. You still have like the stamina to keep going, just not by dark.
I would imagine Ezekiel has like a wooden hut around like the outskirts of the village, so maybe it would take like 30 less minutes to get there rather than the village itself. Can we try and go for that?
You can navigate to your house nearby, though it's not so much near the village as like on the outskirts of it. If you're saying it's within half an hour from here, it's not at all on the outskirts of the village.
I meant half an hour from the village.
Half an hour from the village would not be anywhere near here.
Okay, so we're too far from it.
Yeah.
Each of these hexes is like an hour travel through this terrain. Yeah, just to give you guys context.
Well, an hour to where your direct is, that's like 2-3 hours most.
And where Yaidrok is labeled, that's like whereabouts, Casimir does not know where it's at. He just knows that it's somewhere there. So that's why trust me on this. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Maybe we should push past this hour.
And Calder is not utilizing a map either. She's using like landmarks around. She's navigating by nature. So.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to risk it and just try going through the night to ensure safety, or do you just really want to try it and just rest up here?
I think we should risk it. Go through the night.
No, I think we should keep pushing.
Yes,
the dragon should be trying to find us. We may find the stinger.
It might be worth spending 10, or actually towards 11 minutes and having Casimir identify this staff so they know whether or not it's worth trying to keep or whether or not we follow that plan of yours, Vasily, to try and return it to the dragon.
I return it to the dragon, you mean just like drop it and leave it behind, right?
And send
You
a
don't want to
message to the
actually
dragon
interact with
where
the dragon.
and send a message to the dragon indicating where it's left once we've cleared the area.
Well,
Alright.
it would be nice to see what that staff does. I mean, yeah, paints a target on our back, but it's possible that could be a very powerful thing for us.
Exactly. It could be very useful, particularly as we move forwards. And so if we spend 10 minutes here, this site might be worth doing. The rest of us can do a little bit more investigation, try and see how long ago this stinger wolf was here.
Yeah. Where would tracks be leading? Like, which way did it come in, and then which way did it leave? Could I tell?
The tracks of the beast that slew this thing?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me a survival check. It has been a blizzard since this animal has been killed. You can tell because it's half buried in the snow. With a 13, you don't see its tracks, unfortunately. Only the remnants of what it killed.
I mean, fuck, this is a hard one. Pushing through would be really great, but we're also, I don't know. I'm 50-50, but pushing through might be great.
I will say push through.
I'm happy to push through. The question is just, do we want to do anything quickly before that with the...
Like a short rest?
Or, no, like an identify.
Yeah.
I'd
I'd say
short
maybe...
rest if we're short resting, we're long resting, because we've got maybe an hour or two of travel before we collapse.
Let's take 10 minutes. Everyone gather their breath. Just a real quick breather. Patch up any wounds. You know, flare-wise. And then,
Yeah, imagine having a medicine kit.
yeah, imagine.
Who needs healing? Who needs healing, by the way?
What do you mean, imagine I have a healer's kit? Well,
Yeah.
I have 2 healer's kits. Yeah!
Oh, I guess you need the healer feet as well.
You need the healer's feet
Oh,
to
yeah,
do
that's
anything
the
useful
feet.
with them.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay.
How much time has passed since we escaped them?
Since you've escaped the dragon,
Yes.
you about half an hour, approaching the hour.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very possible to maneuver in straight, perfect lines across this terrain. It's winding, craggy treks through ankle-deep snow and whatnot, so it's... Yeah.
I think...
Who has Identify or anything of that like? Because that was a Brander's thing.
Doesn't Casimir have it?
Casimir.
Fair enough. I keep forgetting that I have very useful. You're correct. Casimir is going to go ahead and offer you his services to identify the staff. As he does so, do any of you guys wish to speak to one another, character to character, in the 11 minutes it's going to take him to identify the staff?
Yes, but real quick, who is taking 68 points of health? Like, how do you guys want to divide it?
Right.
I mean, I can recast it, so we can get even more. I just want to know how much health is everyone missing at the end. I imagine more than that, so I'll cast it twice.
If I took all of that, I would be at full health again. But I'm not gonna take all of it because I want to spread it out.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
I cast 2, okay? 2 of them.
Right.
So 68 and 71.
So there are...
Ritual spells don't require spell slots, correct?
No, they don't.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
So, does affect if we do that, if we do...
Sheesh.
You breathe a warm fire and you feel rehabilitized. Oh, whatever you say.
So basically everyone grab 23-ish hit points?
23
I
is
wouldn't
spare.
be I wouldn't be taking any of it. All for you guys. I'm that cleric.
Okay. Including the NPCs?
Yes. Oh well,
Alright.
I don't know the 23, but yeah,
So
it's for everyone around.
So if it's split 5 ways, which is everyone but Basilica's refusing to take any, it's 27.8 per person. So
I'm just gonna take the 23.
Okay. Well, while we are resting, I will ask Ezekiel, what are you exactly doing in these mountains? You say that you have a house. Why did you decide to move to
Yes.
this cold land?
Me and my companions, a long time ago, we woke up in the mist with bright eyes and foolish beliefs of grandeur. They were killed in a battle against an evil man named Rahadin. All of them, including my fiance. I was the only one who survived, barely, and fled to the outskirts of this village where I just have tended to myself to this day.
The edge of the world.
yeah, I would say you would certainly notice when you mentioned Rahadin that Ramirez would have frozen a bit.
Maybe bearing
You all
some
look like
tale.
you all look like you're not from here as well. I assume you're victims of the same fate. You were just woken up in the mist randomly, seemingly out of nowhere.
No, and I will cast Mask of Many Faces again, swapping to a dusk elf who does not resemble
Does
Rahad.
this guy self require concentration?
No.
No.
That's
Disguise
nice.
self does not concentration.
That's nice.
It does only last an hour, so I have to periodically cast it, but I can cast it at will.
Yeah, you can cast it as well. It's a warlock trait of yours. I just want to remember. We also have to like do something to I can actually remember that you disguise because I forget. That's my bad.
I try and put the little ninja mask token up.
Yeah, but to me that's like you're stealthed or like it's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, yeah. So you doff off your disguise. You can see the shimmer of an amber gemstone upon this man's shoulder, glimmer for a moment as he casts a spell, and the face seems to almost melt away into this blackish mist that seeps into the gemstone, revealing what does he see?
A dusk elf, although one that does not have particular similarities to Rahatim, somewhat closer to Casimir, almost like a cousin, something.
The similarities uncanny.
I was born in this land many years ago.
Why do you disguise yourself as a Haya?
You have to make fun in this land, however you can. And I'll just cycle through like 5 or 6 faces before dropping back to the dusk elf that looks somewhat like Casimir.
You see
And
some
Ezekiel looks to the other two and asks, "Are you two from here?"
By taking some of the fur out of my face, I show like the stitches, and I was brought here by father to cleanse this land. The same father that you follow or pay patronage. Maybe we were
You
destined
follow
to.
the sun?
Yeah, the Dawn Father. He's bringing one last hope to this land. He has crossed us in this path. You in way of revenge against Rahadin, just as my two companions over here.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Bring in
roll
all
initiative.
the
Yeah.
And yeah, I will show like the holy symbol of the Morning Lord.
A sunburst in gold.
Ezekiel is delighted to see that, and he shows the same symbol on his shield that he had strapped to his back.
Ezekiel cast
like,
Purged
equipment.
Undead on.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that. You can see that Basilica, it's pale beyond white. It's almost like a ghost, and all her body parts have stitches. She's not alive, or entirely alive.
It seems like a personal thing. I won't ask about that right now. I look over to It does. You ever, when you meet, do you ask a person about their scars the first time you meet them? No.
No, that's yeah. Maybe they're battle scars. You're
that's
you're
definitely-
a
I don't-
soldier.
yeah.
I don't know.
You yeah.
I look over to Saverick to hear what he has to say about, where he's from, what he's doing here.
Who's like
Yeah.
not any less scarred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I would just slowly, do the same thing Basilica did, like lower the hood and take away the scarf a little bit just to kind of breathe a little bit and not into that cloth. And then looking upon Zavik, he's about 7'6". He's got half of his head shaved. And there's like a red kind of like burn on like the whole side of his face. And one side of his face starts to like kind of sag a little bit. By no means any good looking, but earlier you thought maybe he was a Goliath, but he's actually a furbog. His pointed ears give it away. He has a very strong build, and you can't see it underneath all of his clothes, but you can sometimes hear the rattle of chains kind of clinking around when he moves his arms or like his torso or so. And you can even see the cuffs that were cut around his legs, maybe just barely showing underneath all the heavy equipment. But upon revealing his face, he would say, I mean, we all have our... Oh, fuck, what was I going to say? Because we all have our reason for being here, but no, none of us were never born. Well, what am I trying to say? These two were born in this land and have always been here. I myself fell in through the mist about 8 years ago, and I've been a captive ever since. And I lost my pack that I used to run with back in Faerun.
I heard that Strahd has allegiances that do that. I'm sorry to hear that.
There's many people under his command that are able to traverse the mist freely and always return. They're very loyal to him. And in the end, I found out that the one that we were hunting had met his fate by another group of adventurers that had come before us. But unfortunately, it wasn't by my hand. But we've all lost a lot since we've been here. Some more than others. Whether it's physical, mental, spiritual. It feels like the land is already taking its fair share on us.
Yes.
We were lucky to leave Castle Ravenloft alive, and you're quite lucky to have never been stepped foot in there.
Yes, the castle was an experience that I have no desire to repeat without substantially better equipment and gear.
Looking about this
Very
group,
well.
you see that each person, Calder, Casimir, Javik, Basilica, Ramirez, each of these are a reflection of you in a way. Each of them lost something to this land. You're all, in a way, united by that.
The
What do
ventures
you-
that... Oh, I was going to say, the ventures that came before us And then the ones that passed the torch on to us to carry out this heavy burden, a lot of them were from the lands of Faerun and had stumbled into the mist. Seems like just like how you have.
Faerun. A word
Such
you
as
haven't
my old
heard in a
companions.
long while.
My old companions fell here, but their mission has not smothered out yet. Are you aiming to remove the mist?
With the mist, cleanse this land on which we've succeeded so far,
And bring about their sunrise?
hopefully.
The sun has already rise
And Levanthers,
in the Jester Hill in the mountains. If you walk there, you can feel the sunshine once more, not muted. Warm once again.
Wait,
Ezekiel nods and says, "Yes, of course." Levanthers' light cannot be blocked. Cannot be blocked. But we still wish to revere his light amongst all of the land. That was the goal that I had years ago when I first came here. That he bestowed upon me was to bring light back to all of the Barovia.
well,
Talking about light, have you
it's a
managed?
lofty goal.
I'm sorry, there was like two of you talking. What'd you say?
Yeah, go ahead, Ramirez.
That is a lofty goal. You have much that you will have to deal with before that is achieved. Not the
For a
least
long
of
time.
which-
Oh, sorry, continue.
Not the least of which is the ruler of this land. He is the source of this problem. Well, part of it at least.
I've never even seen him. We didn't get close.
He's
All of my
probably seen you.
companions, my
He
fiance,
has seen you. He's always
Ezekiel sort of cringes at that. He says, "All of my companions, my late fiance, they fell to Rahadin. We'd never even managed to challenge Strahd."
Yes. Sounds like
Look,
him.
We're going
What
to
we would
this. We're going where his soul was lost, and this curse began in this land. It may be one-way trip though. I don't doubt we will succeed at it, but maybe the price is our life.
Yes.
Revenge is always a good motivator. It'll burn,
Yes.
keep you warm in your
Indeed.
heart.
Revenge is a very good motivator. I think
Vengeance.
You're in good company.
For indeed, it is with new prospering adventurers like you who have not yet given up and prosper forward that brings hope like new sunrise.
Maybe not revenge, but a crusade. What you're looking to say?
Well, whatever you might. Whoa, what the fuck kind of accent is that for Casimir? Well, whatever you might find. I was like in another headspace. Sorry. Whatever you may call it, revenge, crusade. We should keep moving about it. I have identified the staff. It is quite a find. There you go.
Worth the dragon chasing us?
No, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. But here you go.
Nice.
Look at all these. Just ignore it. The requirement of attunement. I was never a fan of that. of class-specific requirements.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, but we have a warlock in the party.
We do.
Yes. Well, it is certainly useful, though I don't know if it's worth having that dragon chasing after us.
Makes me wonder what sort of individual wielded this thing before. The corpse. Have you caught the name?
Melfrond.
Can I do a history check on that?
Go for it. I was gonna who among us is ancient enough, and I'm gonna try, because Casimir is about history. I'll give you like a pseudo advantage of a floor of 12, which is some information, but you can go ahead and roll me a 17. Okay. Let me see what I can reveal with a 17. Okay. So you found Galathtur, an ancient white dragon, like lying buried under the heavy snow, like waiting out the storm with its wings outstretched flat at its side, right? The rider was visible above the surface, looking like a frozen desiccated corpse sitting in the snow. With a 17, the name does sound familiar. There was a wizard named Malthorond, that, along with individuals like Kazan and other archmages, served under Strahd in his early days of immortality, during his pursuits to expand upon his new gifts, especially pursuits toward the Ember Temple and the regions of the Rain, securing those regions for himself. You remember I mentioned that Maltharon has passed away, though a grave was never made. Now you have unveiled essentially what happened to his corpse. It seems that Gualathantor has never acknowledged the wizard's death and still, speaks to his body as if he was alive. And from the way he was speaking, it seems like while the wizard lived, he was his only friend and confidant. Because, Javik, even with your insight, I told you like that was genuine, caring for the corpse. That part was not faked. Not much else you know about this individual. He did possess, supposedly, this staff was his. Sort of looking at it, and knowing what sort of people serve under Strahd, it is not out of the question that the wizard's imprint is still upon the fragment of this staff. Rather, a fragment of the wizard is still imprinted upon the staff. Hence why it was so unnaturally hard to to separate a wizard from the staff. Why there's a certain strong aura that it resonates when casting detect magic upon it. It still bears some of that wizard's power within it. It's still an active magic item, very much so. And I did detail it, yes.
Well, I suppose we keep it with us for now.
For now, it wouldn't hurt.
Calder, in her young self, looks upon the staff hungrily. It is marvelous, she says it's like a lost artifact, almost as if it was meant for her people.
Yes.
If not for the Guardian.
The Guardian?
The dragon that guards it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yes, the one that I leaped up, climbed on top of accidentally, and then stole from.
Congratulations, you're the first character to ever climb up on an ancient dragon in my campaigns.
This is fine.
Yeah.
I
We need
technically didn't
we need
climb
confetti
up
now.
on. I did not climb up on the dragon.
Not normally.
The dragon stood up with me on its back.
When
Yes, it
when a
did.
creature is so big that when it rules stealth, it becomes a terrain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as you said like the wing like came out from the ground, I'm like, fuck, he's sitting on the dragon, and I was
Yeah.
like, that makes so much sense, and I can't believe it was perfect. Was like, God
I
damn
don't
it.
think anybody would have guessed. I think that encounter was shaped to
No, it definitely
for that,
was.
yeah.
But once you said that, I was like, fuck.
if
he's
anybody
strapped
was
to that.
like, "Oh, that person's sitting on a saddle," I'm like, "Stop reading my notes."
Yeah.
I mean,
I actually-
that was one of 3 possibilities I was.
I think
running
when I
through.
said bar, like it's holding onto a bar, I was expecting somebody to say something, but I was like, "Nope, let's go." Anyways,
I would.
yeah.
Well, during that 10 minutes, if everyone's good, I mean, it was a good little catch up, but we can talk more over a fire when we get to,
We've made it
Yadra.
further.
yeah.
Yes.
But we know something's out there in the woods, so we need to be on high alert.
Extra vigilant. Agreed.
Hmm.
But hopefully we can get to the city within village in less than
So-
3 hours.
10 hours via road travel, that's fine, because you can travel up to 24 hours. Then you traveled... Let me do the math here real quick. How much more can you march, right?
Yeah.
You were here then. This was Frozen Let. You were here. So that was... What the hell? Oh, my scaling's off. Yeah, my scaling's off. It should be like a mile each. So 3 more miles, altogether 13. Yeah, you have enough stamina to keep on marching on. It's a slower coverage of distance over time, but oh no, it is correct. Never mind. I'll figure it out later. We'll just go theater of the mind for this. My map is just out of scale. It's okay.
That's cool.
I made a mistake. You can probably continue marching till Yydrak without needing to rest because of exhaustion. It's just that you'll be going into the night, and come night comes Thrym's Howl, which is the storm.
Fuck. Yeah, let me look at that real quick. I remember
Yeah.
that got
The
real
the
heavy.
druid does have the ability to foresee weather, especially being native to this. Part of druidcraft is that you can foresee when Thrym's Howl. I'm gonna give you guys a 2-hour warning before it hits you guys. It usually lands close to middle of the night
Yeah.
and lasts several hours.
We would be getting just to Yydrak just in time, I think.
It also depends on if you encounter anything on the
Right.
road.
And can't regain hit points 1 hour.
So you have the option of trekking forth or staying here in this clearing tonight and just awaiting the storm, which is a reality because you did buy all that gear. You even have tent space to spare for your new companion here. Even though he's outside his Wuchak, you still have space for him in your tent.
Yeah.
So absolutely up to you guys' choice. I just want you guys to make a choice. That way I know which way to proceed.
I'm fine with pushing.
Okay.
I'm fine with pushing too.
Alright.
Push.
Push. Okay. As you continue on then, gathering your things and taking the staff in your back into your possession, past the corpse of the elk, you proceed onwards. Deeper into the woods, about 20 minutes pass. You follow the various landmarks. Go ahead. Who's leading the party? Go ahead and roll me a survival check. You can use advantage because Calder is still alive somehow.
I'll lead the party
Okay.
along Cauldron.
Sure thing.
Uh,
Calder kind of informs you of the various herbs located throughout. The closer you approach Yadrak, the more green vegetation actually thrives. There's a certain... She speaks of a heart within the city. A tree within which is a heart that is the center of life in the village. And proximity to this heart makes the vegetation grow better. So you on the lookout for that with advantage 27, no problem. You stay right on the path. You see something ahead. Resting in the snow is an old like headstone carved out of black stone with an inscription upon it, written in common. The inscription reads: "You are entering the cold light woods. Follow the dragon's gaze. Remain on the lamenter's path, lest your memory be lost to haze." Right below this inscription is a carved coat of arms, resembling two swords crossed behind a shield, bearing a silver dragon's head in profile.
Oh, would that be like related to Argynvoss?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, well this is it. This is where we make that plunge into the night. Well, I'm not at my desk right now.
That's okay.
Yeah. So,
What do you guys do?
Coat of
I
arms.
will-
Two sword.
I'm gonna look in the direction of the dragon's that the dragon's head is facing.
Okay. Gazing in a direction off in the distance, but you don't really need to roll perception because the blizzard is shielded away by the trees, so you have clear vision here. You can see a parting in the trees, and the snow, while there's no track marks, it's shallower. It's like a trek, a path that once was here. Once these obelisks marked a clear path through the woods, but time has caused them to crumble, allowing the nearby vegetation to swallow up any signs of the roadway that once cut through the forest. Now only like the obelisk remains, halfway concealed by the underbrush that surrounds them, and this snowed path in other direction. You see other paths kind of going in other directions, but not in the direction that you were looking, following the dragon's gaze.
Well, most likely it's this way. Work this way, or is there something else that you're thinking of?
What's the word lamenter mean?
Yeah.
One who is sad,
Oh,
I would assume, or one who laments.
Define lamenter. It is... What the hell? Lamenter. Maybe I misspelled it. Yeah, it's L-A, not L-E.
oh, okay.
Someone who has died or something that has been lost or has ceased to exist is something that's lamented. A lamenter is somebody who grieves over that.
Gotcha. Alright. Yeah,
Well,
now what you
dragon's
say.
gaze, it's this way.
Yeah.
Stay on the path as best we can.
Okay.
Keep an eye out to our back. Keep an eye out to our back and sides. We don't know where that beast is.
Ramirez and another party member, if you so wish, you go ahead and roll me a survival check as you're trying to follow the path that you pointed.
I am making a quick sandwich real quick.
That's fine.
Let me roll, because I'll help him, because I'm...
I can
You're,
I can roll.
you're way better at
I got
this than I am.
Okay.
You said nature or survival?
Survival. It's navigation in
I have
nature.
normal.
Not so much identifying plants and such, yeah.
Yeah, 22.
22, that's much more excellent. Yeah, okay. I'm just skipping failure. Okay. You, thankfully, while the trek is long through the forest, and the cold is sipping in, you are dressed warmly and do not get lost in this cold, as the pre-winds before the blizzard begin to kind of rise. You come across something ahead, partially hidden beneath the brambles and underbrush is like this large 25-foot longboat. The boat has withstood the ages, finely made, preserved by the cold, though the mast has snapped in half, and if there was ever a sail, it has long decomposed. At its front is a figurehead of a dragon gazing onwards into the overground woods. Within the boat, you see a mummified remain of a giant. The face has become skeletal. You see it bear a long, wispy beard of white and blue, still braided and secured with these metal and bone rings at its end. The body itself is encased beneath thick ice and wears ancient, oversized armor made from barding scraps that have slowly decayed in these frosting conditions. The giant's hands have been placed across their chest, holding onto like a 10-foot diameter round shield and a double-edged axe. On the boat's hull is writing, inscribed in giant's tongue, long ago and preserved by the cold. Ramirez, you're capable of reading this. It reads, "Here lies Ingoldur, sire to few, father to many, died with honor and axe in hand. Now he dines with Thrym in Valhalla. May death bring him the peace he never knew in life."
How the fuck is there a boat here?
It's a standard way of burial. Probably constructed as his tomb. Boat to carry him to the afterlife. To Valhalla.
Any of us know who Ingoldur is?
Here lies Ingoldur, sire to few, father to many.
I don't know the name, but he seems to have been honored by those who survived him.
I want to look up a giant size comparison just to make sure you guys how big
Yeah,
Frost
they're fucking
giants
huge.
compared to.
Yeah, they're huge.
Are the how's the
Giant.
high? Yeah, but, the hierarchy though is what storm giants then frost.
Last you checked,
That's fine.
lest it was shattered. Right, but yes, usually storm giants are at the top. Frost giants are like mid-tier, low mid-tier. Yeah.
And then what? Cloud and then hill. No, where's fire?
But it's storm going from the top.
So,
Storm,
yeah.
cloud, fire, frost, stone, hill, human.
Well, I mean, troll, ogre, firbolg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gnome.
Fire.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. Fire, frost.
Yeah.
No. Fire, stone, frost, cloud, storm. Being highest is, I believe, if it matters.
Yeah.
Nothing here is mentioned about ordning, so.
No. I was just curious. Yeah, holy shit, this dude's huge.
Yeah. It's quite big.
Yeah, he's like 5 times your height.
But well, I suppose we should pay some respects to him before moving on.
I mean, if you wish, nothing. Unless you have some kind of ties.
I have none, but I will kind of just mark out in the snow a rune for good journey, and then move on. It's basically a rune wishing him luck on his journey.
You write in Runish, Ubuden Fert. I actually had to look up the giant tongue. Cool. Alright. Nice. Very nice.
How does Kaldur act?
Calder treats this as a sort of landmark. Same. Not disrespecting this place of rest, but this is a landmark that she has traversed past many times. It's a confirmation that you're on the right path. She obviously did not know in Golfur herself, being of a very young race and a very young herself. But you know, it's sort of like visiting like Stalin's grave. You know, it's somebody you don't not know, but you know they were great. She doesn't share the same bond that you do, though, with Giant Kin. Her being human, doesn't share the connection, just the awe. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was like a... Because the Frost Giants protect her, if she sees them as like, not like a worshipping, but like a very...
She doesn't revere, she's just somber about it.
Yeah, that's right.
They're not gods to them, they're allies. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all I was looking for.
Fair enough. Alright. Marking the rune into the snow, you pay your respects. What do you do from here, though? This is a waypoint. But where do you proceed from here? You can see like 8 paths stretching out in compass cardinal directions from here, in an almost radial snowflake pattern. But which direction do you head?
Which is the way that
The boat is facing? Yeah. Oh, so.
Well, it says the remains of the Lamenter. Follow the dragon's gaze, which we did.
Remain on the Lamenter's path, so don't leave the path.
I would say like follow the path that the boat is facing on.
At the front of the boat, where Vasilka is pointing, is a figurehead of a dragon, gazing toward one of the paths.
That's right. Go that way.
Just kind of explaining what Vasilka is saying. Fair enough. Following that, and still leading, is Ramirez. Yeah.
I can lead with
Okay, whichever one of you leads, go ahead and roll me another survival check there, because the road is dipping in and out of the path at times, and you have to like gaze about to sort of reorient yourself back onto the path. Okay.
Ooh.
It takes you an extra hour before you come across the next waypoint, and Calder gives you the 2-hour warning before the storm. It is now approaching about 2 hours past dusk as you are in the overgrown woods. You're not sure if you're even going a straight path or you're just following the path as it was laid down and zigzags across this forest. But finally, through the cold, thankfully you don't have to roll Constitution saving throws because you're all bundled up there. Ezekiel, what are you wearing against the cold?
I imagine I would have like standard warm clothes as I've been living out here for a while.
Fair enough. Just giving you the opportunity to describe it if you want.
Yeah, just like a thick, not necessarily a coat, but like long sleeve shirt that's with like fur on the inside. That's like on the inside of his armor, that's dark blue.
Warm
he has,
padding.
like, fur,
Yeah.
He has like fur on the inside of his pants and boots as well. Maybe not boots, but heavy boots.
Fair enough.
He's got gloves on.
Yeah, fair enough. You lived here long enough. Thankfully, you guys don't have to roll Constitution checks, though you do lose time before you come across the final obelisk before you. Continue to traverse the woods. Ankle-deep snow crunches beneath your feet. Your breaths fogging before you in the rising winds. Up ahead, you see a small clearing and a mound whose peak lies at the heart of a chill, opaque mist. All throughout the clearing, you see large blocks of ice among the rocks and snow, and as you draw near, you see what they truly are. Corpses, both of man and animal, frozen solid, faces terrified, motionless like statues, preserved in deep permafrost.
What dat?
Except the
What dat
tree.
be? Not the one of your dragon.
And Kaldur is still alive, so her token also goes. Okay. Fair enough. Here we are. Yeah, so up ahead you see a small clearing with a mound whose peak lies at the heart of this chill, opaque mist. All throughout the clearing you see large blocks of ice among the rocks. Corpses of both man and animal frozen solid, faces terrified, motionless like statues, preserved in permafrost. What do you wish to do from where you stand?
They like outline it, like they're like all around 5 to 10 feet. Are they motioning, like trying to brace themselves against
Yes.
something?
In kneeling, bracing positions, facing skyward.
So, we don't
Don't
have
fucking
a whole
touch
lot of
that.
time. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of time here before we need to bunker down somewhere to survive the oncoming storm. I will turn to Calder. I assume we're more than 2 hours out from town.
We're drawing near. From here, the ancient ruin is just beyond the tree line. We only need a direction. The final obelisk, she points toward the heavy mist, lies within.
Of course it does.
Say we push
It,
through it.
in my time throughout these forests, Runar would have a special stone, a cloud stone, to look through and see the obelisk, but it is lost.
Ramirez, would you be able to climb a tree? Maybe get a little bit of a bearing?
With ease, and I will dash up this tree.
Sure. Using your damn pure climbing skills, you don't even need to roll for that. As you spider climb up the tree to the top of it, you can go ahead and roll me a perception check even from where you are, but it's gonna be with disadvantage because you're looking into like opaque, blinding mist, trying to make out what's within the cloud. Fortunately, you can't, not from this distance. You can tell the mound rises steadily on a climbable slope, even for your, fellow companions, and it's about 25 feet off the snowy ground. Leaping from tree to tree closer, it's still opaque, still 7 there. Yeah. But from here you can see the permafrosted statues, the collection of various victims strewn throughout this mountain.
No luck. Can't see through. Even from above, the storm covers it.
Throw a stone at the swirl. See if it I don't know.
Not
Like-
having a stone on hand, I will break a branch off the tree and toss that.
Okay, go ahead. Roll me a dexterity. You can go ahead and roll mid 20 with your dexterity modifier as you're aiming.
I want to see if it's something that gets activated. If
So-
you get super close.
So it reaches the edge of the mist, enters it, and then it just doesn't quite reach the top of the mount and doesn't hit anything on top of it. And then you see the stick come out of back of the mist, as it was, not frostbitten or anything, and lands in the snow beneath, beside something else on the ground. As it lands, you see, amid the dead, you spot one figure bundled in these thick furs, similar to the ones that you're wearing. It lies half buried beneath the snow, its hand exposed, gaunt, blue, frostbitten. And from beneath its hood, it's facing where your stick has landed. You see slowly, this brilliant light shine forth onto the stick, illuminating the snow before it, and this long shadow going. And the light just grows more intense as it just looks towards the stick.
it getting brighter and brighter to the point that it's like blinding?
Well, I mean, it's facing away from you guys, so it's not blinding you in your faces, but it's like a flashlight in the snow, yes. It's coming from beneath the hood, and it's just facing the stick as the body lies on its side, frozen. You get a good glimpse around, especially you, Ramirez, because you're on top of a tree there as you're scouting. You see there are 4 such bodies just within your vicinity, but only the one that the stick landed besides is glowing. The other ones are similarly bundled up, and you can't see their faces beneath the hood.
I will dart back down quickly. And go, well, it looks like there are at least a couple of those things that are in there that are alive. Or alive in some sense of the word. And they detected movement. So, if we approach, we should expect problems.
The cone of
We
flight
can
was
try
this
going
big,
around.
for those of you curious.
Oh, okay. I can try going around. I would look to
But
call Dora to see if there's any magic that she could have. Because either we're going to get caught in the storm or we're going to be on a real-time constraint.
Let me double check here. She did rest, attuning to some of her circle spells back, but she has cast. Okay, so she has 2 4th level spells. Yes. One of these. Passive Valor Trace, she doesn't have any more 2nd level. And she has 4 1st level. So she has about half her spell power left within her. And her cantrips.
Casimir has flight.
She doesn't have flight, but she can shapeshift into like an owl.
No, Casimir.
Casimir has flight, yes, I believe.
Flight is for creatures, or I'm mistaken?
Let me check.
no,
What level?
it's. I think you can. I think it's one creature and then. higher
Unfortunately,
level cast it.
unfortunately, he does not have it prepared.
Okay.
But it is you touch a willing creature, and you can upcast it for
Yes.
more targets. But he just doesn't have it prepared. He has fireball, he has counterspell, he has water breathing. In terms of, he still has water breathing because you guys you didn't rest since the lake.
We haven't read.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
prepared for a lake. That's why. So unfortunately, but he does have it. He has a lot of spells.
Yeah. Well then. Well, at least.
Well.
I think
Oh.
ultimately at least one of us is going to have to get in there and try and see what's going on. But best I have to do that is I can ask Storm. I can use some storm runes to try and help. And at least predict some of the future. But even that's only so much.
So you have been facing away. No, never mind. You're good. Never mind. You're good. So what you guys are gonna do?
Till the storm comes, are we gonna try to surround it or pass next to them?
So we just go around them.
The body
Storm's
does
on
not
our
stir.
feet,
It's
we
still
can just-
lying on its side. It's where the stick has landed. It's still shining out light. And if you were to look back at the stick, it's now absolutely covered in frost and rime, frozen into the ground, and there's like an icicle forming up it as the light continues to shine in that direction. But the face just continues to stare in that one direction. It's frozen in.
I'll cast detect magic with the one once more, trying to see if I have to get closer to it, I guess.
Detect magic
To see-
also detects obviously magical effects, right?
I believe so.
So if you weren't sure before, the mist is magical. It's not a natural phenomenon, and the creature shining its light, technically not a spell. So you don't detect. It's
creature.
more like its ability. Yes.
Can I see what aura is the one of the not the mist, the fog, the blizzard?
Yeah, I'm looking it up as we speak.
No,
Conjuration,
conjuration.
Mhm.
Okay.
meaning that it's not something that damages. Most likely, you're pretty sure, especially with the stick being thrown to the fog. It's just obscurement. However, the stick that's like landed like over here in front of this creature that's shining its light out of its hood has like begun to like crack from the cold, and is becoming one with the terrain. As well as everything in the vicinity of the light, you can see this slick, shiny surface form across the snow. Like when fresh snowfall falls overnight and then it freezes in a layer. Pretty much that. Vasilka, you're standing like 20 feet away from it, and now you're gazing it's like in bright light. There's another one of those bodies laying right here facing the other direction. It's just that it's... I'll show you a second. It's right here. It was just...
Okay.
Yeah. It's facing the polar opposite direction. Its face away from you.
Then
What do you do as a party?
I mean, I'm all for just revisiting this place another time and just getting through the storm.
Okay. You want to bundle down for the night?
No, he means like avoid this area, like circle around. The thing is, like, we don't know where we are going, Savik. Like,
You are currently on the path, so like let's pretend like there's an actual treaded path here, and from this central hill radiates out in 8 directions, like in a snowflake pattern. 8 other paths. You came from one. 7 others branch out from here.
Are these let's say these creatures? You say that most of them are not looking in the same direction, right? Are they looking to any particular side?
So you only revealed 2. One of them is currently glowing toward a stick because it apparently detected presence. The other one is just dark hood, no face beneath it, is facing in the opposite direction, and the only reason why it got revealed is because the light shone upon it.
Okay.
well then,
Because the light shone upon it. Okay, I'll once more. I'll cast light on my lucky coin, and I'll throw it on this direction to
Okay.
see if I can see one.
Where are you aiming it?
Here.
In this direction? Show me a
Yes.
20-foot throw. Like with your ruler. 20 foot?
With my ruler.
So-
Okay,
so it's
20,
right-
it will be here.
Yeah, right over here. That's as much as you can throw the coin accurately. Beyond
Okay.
that, I'm going to make you roll to see if you can keep that same trajectory toward the point you were pointing. Do you want to throw it to where you're pointing now or beyond that?
Beyond that.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me that d20 plus your dexterity just to try and line it up and throw it in this direction too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
19?
Fair enough. As it sails, illuminated by the light, you reveal a body here. And where it lands right in front of another body right here. And as it lands in the snow, it detects a stirring in the snow and illuminates in the direction it's facing. And you can see that same glassy sheen form on the snow and on the brumbling branches hugging the rise, the craggy, rocky rise of the hill.
What's with all the bodies here? That's creepy.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
And are they looking in the same, like they were crawling in the same direction?
No.
Like facing? No, okay. Then
That's of light radius as it continues to shine in the direction where the coin landed. Did you... I should be accurate about this. Did you aim here or did you aim here?
the first one. The first one.
This one? Okay. Let me fix it then. That's 20. There we go.
Because what I think is like we should walk in the way that they are looking at. Like the Lamenters, like the non-resting souls, I guess. That's lament for me.
Yeah. But I don't have a good solution. I will dart up the tree again after grabbing a couple. I'm basically just trying to grab some small stones, and I'm going to try and toss them out, kind of around the area.
Right.
Not particularly caring to be accurate, just kind of trying to trigger things if they're.
Do you take advantage of the fact that the trees are connected and such?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will go out.
So I was just about to say, you can get up to there, toss stones around. If you want to make this leap, it's gonna be a long jump.
I am not making that leap.
Okay, toss like stones around. No need to like do any checks in like a 20-foot area around you. You trigger 2 other corpses on the ground with those stones. One is facing this direction, as the stones land in front of it, and the other one is facing the other direction, as the stones are landing about it.
Yeah.
They reveal each other, and they're also, their light is triggered.
Ezekiel, any ideas?
You okay? Spreading stones around from that tree, you can tell there's no corpses lying here.
I'll look at the others and say, should I just go for it? Seems to be a gap here.
Wait, what exactly do you want to try doing?
Well, there's a gap here. Can we try just going into the...
You want to walk inside of it?
Storm? Well, we need the path. We need to know what path forwards we need to take. And we've got only a little bit of time until the storm comes. We need to keep moving quickly if we can.
Yes, but just in case, let me give you some help on that. I'm casting Dead Ward on you before you do anything crazy.
Okay.
That's how much faith I have on this plan. But I'm out of clues.
Yeah, I mean, if we have no other ideas, I think.
Okay. You notice that Calder did not say much throughout this
also...
encounter. Calder has been watching Ramirez intently this encounter, almost as if seeing what he would do. As he takes a brave step to risk his own life, possibly, or harm, she approaches and gestures for him to come down from the tree for a moment. And then, if you would approach, he reaches out and then utters out one word in giant. Hise. And you feel a cold sensation spread where she touches you on the shoulder. And then ebb away and become warm. She casts resistance, giving you... giving you an edge to resist whatever is beyond the fog. Rewarding bravery.
I will, right before I go in, before I enter, I will trigger Storm Rune.
Okay.
Entering a pathetic state. And then kind of trying to use the Storm Giant's magic. I will try and look into the storm.
Storm Rune, he touches a rune upon his, wherever he carved it on his gear, weapon, armor, meditating upon it and imbuing himself with the power of that specific giant.
Storm Rune is on a necklace that I wear.
Mm-hmm. So, Storm Giants are known to be very prophetic, meditative in their powers.
We can see the future.
True.
And with that, I know how to dodge.
You see your death.
So listen, I cannot remove the mist. That's fine. As you step into the fog, you can hear the creaking of bones as the bodies begin to rise and slowly turn their gaze up the rocky surface. You do, however, get a round of action and to see what's inside. Past the shroud of thick mist is a stone block with a statue standing on top of it. The statue is that of like a dragonborn in heavy armor, standing regal, with its gaze and hand outstretched toward the horizon, holding a stone sword. The armor stone is glazed in rime and ice, giving it a silver-like sheen. Lichen has grown to cling to the statue's greaves, giving them this bright green color. An epitaph on the stone block reads, "Here lies Lucia Greenboot, a knight and master of sword. She knew its balance of make and moral, a paragon of the Silver Lord." What do you wish to do? As the rest of you also see. Yeah.
I am focusing. Where is this dragon looking? What path?
You focus the direction pointing toward the west.
Okay. Seeing that, I'm going to just try and get back out to the rest of the group.
Okay, fair enough. You can move your full movement before we initiate a chase of sorts. So go ahead and place yourself where you would end up with your movement. I think you're in a golden position, though. This encounter is very heavily dependent on how you solve this.
So I would do probably that and say it's to the west.
Right.
The west?
Moving as a group, you may use your movement during this chase to either dash or commit your actions if you wish to attack these things as they rise up and turn their faces toward you with these near blinding lights. They, after you all have moved, will move together. Just faster. Rather than me rolling initiative for all of them. It's a nightmare. There's no point because they'll all go in the same initiative. And you all act together. So that being said, do you wish to follow Ramirez in a dash? Or do you wish to... Yeah.
No, I was waiting for your second option.
No. Or do you wish to do anything else, like attack, slow them down, use your spells to slow them down somehow? I'm giving you guys just the opportunity to, have agency, not just me telling you to run.
Would there be a way to slow them down? If we were to start booking and heading west, could I take a big swing at some broken down tree or something that looks weak to put in the path behind us to slow them down?
Yes. So you would move at your movement.
Yeah.
Thanks to snowshoes, you're capable of moving your full movement. And as you pass by, you can attempt to do that. Just show me where you move.
Well, I'll take up the rear. I'll have...
okay, so everybody else can move first.
Yeah. So I'll go to there, because I'm assuming that west is this way?
Yes, west is cardinal west, yes.
Okay. You never know, I've seen maps be placed in...
Yeah, no, that's why I'm confirming, yes. So I'm going to have Calder follow. And they're going to take the dash action as well, because they're following Ramirez's lead. They said west, they're running. So they're going to make it over here. The rest of you, but not Javik, do you wish to sprint as well, or do you wish to help somehow?
I'm sprinting.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
I'm sprinting too.
Okay. Sprinting, you can take the dash action then. Javik, as you take the rear, what do you do?
I would be able to hopefully get up to... I could actually get up to 40, and if there's like a tree, like the one that's like above me or something,
Mm-hmm.
and just take like a big swipe at it with my claws, just getting like 3 to 4, like just
Rakes
the
in.
big,
Yep.
yeah, rakes in, and just like getting it to topple, and then when it does that, we
So
move in whatever direction,
using
to
as
kinda
many
shielding
as
us.
many attacks as you can on in a single turn. Go ahead and roll me just damage, because the object does not. Actually, no, you have to hit it and see. So go ahead and roll me like to hit the amount of times that you can attack per turn. Versus
Okay.
AC of wood, which I'm going to look up on my handy DM screen. Hits.
Never mind that rage. I don't know why that's on.
That's okay. I'll just tell you which one's his,
19.
and you can tell me. So AC of tree is 15. So they both hit.
19 damage.
And then I'm doing. It is a large creature. I'm rolling for health of tree, so this is purely on the dice, man. 28. Okay. It's not quite fragile, but it's not super oak resilient. What's your total damage then?
19.
19. You don't manage to down it, but it does. Oops, what the hell did I type? 28. Okay. So you don't manage to down a tree. However, Ramirez is right behind you. If Ramirez wishes to help, you might be able to work on this together.
Yeah, seeing him trying to knock the tree down and not succeeding, I will unleash with 2 Eldritch Blasts at the tree as we're dashing.
Okay.
$14.
Does not hit, unfortunately. It does not deal any significant damage. Ugh, fuck.
You know what? I want this to work.
Hmm?
Nope, my bad. Wrong guy. I want the... Oh, I have to do that ahead of time. Nope, my bad. I forgot.
It's okay. Sometimes failure is a last non-option. Failure is sort of what am I trying to say at 9 p.m. right now? Failure is
It's a story.
Is a story. These shambling corpses are slow, but they do catch up to those who have stayed behind. So we have 1, 2 shambling around. These will shamble as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you guys are from being cut off. So starting with the rear, Ramirez, you see the cold gaze of the light beneath the hood of this creature, which looks like this. I think I have a full size, actually, picture for them. Yes, I do. Welcome to the cold light woods. There you go. As it turns its cold gaze towards you, this is going to be a 2-hit for some reason. 16 to hit.
At 16 will miss.
Okay, you dodge out of the way as it freezes the section of the tree that you were just attacking. And it's a bonus action to walk can target one creature in its bright light, which you're in. Make me a Constitution saving throw, as you still catch some of its light casting off it, avoiding the icy ray. Still a Constitution saving throw with blinding light. Is it just a creature? Can target one creature. Okay, good. You save against it. You're good. That's it. Javik, same at you. Cold Ray for 18 to hit. Nope. Okay, and Constitution saving throw because you are within this one's light. You fail. You're blinded until the what?
I know. No.
Until I return to its turn. Unfortunately. Yeah. Blind by the light, but no damage. That's fine. We have Lorian. You are being cut off by one of these walkers as you're springing forward. Ezekiel will get hit for 7 to hit is probably gonna not. No.
Does not hit.
No. Glints off your armor and your warm underbindings. But Blind Light does go off at you. So that's gonna be a DC 14 Constitution saving throw to not get blinded by the light. You save, and Calder is gonna receive the same treatment. As we're back to the party's turn.
And Calder has advantage on that saving throw from my Cloud Rune, I think? No, it's not Cloud Rune, it's the Storm Rune.
She appreciate it.
Trance that I have.
Appreciate it.
Because she does not have as good a constitution as anybody else.
+3, not bad.
Attacking her?
20. She saves. Thanks to you.
I mean, the rest of us are sitting on much.
Which one is attacking?
Well, this one. The one that's right in front of her.
I have Sentinel.
Okay. So what's Sentinel? Remind me, because I don't...
Sentinel.
When
He got an opportunity attack for reaction.
when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, and that target doesn't have this feat, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature.
Go for it.
The important
They're
check
slow,
with that-
shambling, unarmored. They look like travelers, the way that they're clothed. They don't seem to be wearing any armor other than tattered rags. Go ahead for that to hit. It still manages to unnaturally just bend backwards, and with a crack, the spine just... And it dodges and then snaps back with this echoing, icy sigh. Just limbos that. Okay, but that being said, it is the top. Starting from the back, we have Ramirez and Javik. What do you guys do? Even blinded, you can still do stuff. Specifically, I'm looking up... I know you fail perception checks with sight, but attacks are still liable, but just disadvantageous. Yeah.
Oh.
Let me look to see what I have.
Oh, this is a thing.
And they cannot flank when you're blinded. Well, according to...
Huh?
When you're blind, you cannot flank.
Yeah,
Like, you
I'm
have
not
to sit.
flanking at all right now.
I never knew that.
So,
Yeah, I learned it this week too.
I'm going to move one step backwards, which will provoke one attack opportunity.
From this guy, does he have reactions? Let me just double check, because I know all creatures do, but sometimes you never know. Okay, fair enough. It goes in for one slam attack for 13 plus its modifier 18 to hit.
That'll miss.
Okay.
And so the reason I was doing this is that I am pulling out voltage and sending a lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm.
And my plan for the lightning bolt is to do the 3, then down, 3, down, 3, then down. Right, that kind of tight diag this way, trimming. I think I can get those guys right. Or am I remembering how my lightning bolt at an angle works?
I'll allow it. It's clever. I'll allow it, especially because you're outnumbered and fighting these guys it requires such clever thinking. I'll definitely allow it. What is it? A dexterity save?
DC 13 dexterity saving.
Starting with the closest one, we have dexterity. They're not very dexterous. They're undead beings. Then the second one, then the third one, then the fourth one. I believe they all fail. Yep.
Nope.
One had 14.
Second one succeeds. So he only takes 8 lightning. Everyone else takes 16.
You got it.
Then I'll say, well, let's keep trying to get out of here, and I will dash to there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, right there.
By their shambling speed from having observed them, they're shambling. They're like zombies. You can pretty much outrun them if you so wish. They will eventually lose you if you just keep running. I'm just telling you that. You leave Javik blinded behind. What does Javik do?
I'm gonna do
I'm a doo-doo.
I-
hidden
offered
step. I'm gonna
Oh.
hidden step and turn invisible, and then I'm just gonna like stumble like away being blinded, but just holding my eyes, but I want to go invisible just for a second. It only lasts for like just a couple.
How do you find your way? What sense do you use?
Well, I would use my hearing to use to the group I know is to my right. I know there's a tree behind me.
Yeah, I won't make you roll. I just want you to specify it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
I also would have had a hand on his back as I was running over, kind of indicate this way.
Okay, fair enough. Work together as a team. We have the rest of you guys. What do you wish to fight? Do you wish to disengage? Do you wish to keep running? What's up?
I will give a step forward, and I'll grab my golden holy symbol, and a flash of light will start pouring in me, and it's
Is the cleric gonna do a cleric thing?
Yes, I'm doing a channel divinity.
Turn on dead?
So, turn on dead, yeah. Everyone has to do a DC 16?
DC 16
wisdom.
what? Wisdom and what radius?
30, so I'm only missing this guy.
Fair enough.
Oh, these two guys, sorry. Let me see if I move here. Yep. Yeah, I'll miss these two guys. The rest is gonna be taken.
Yep. Starting from sort of moving from right to left, you said it was wisdom, right?
Yeah, wisdom 16.
I was surprised to get the bonuses on that, being creatures of magic. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. What do we have here? Natural 1.
Only one makes the save.
Which one? The second one? This one? Closest?
Yeah.
Okay, and the rest turn. So they immediately are on their turn. I don't remember how this Channel Divinity works. Can you link it?
Yeah, I'm reading. For its action, it can use only the dash action to try to escape from
on its turn.
Effect or prevent. Yeah, on his turn.
And then it saves at the end of turn again. Got
it. No, there is no save.
Oh.
It's until it takes damage or the whole minute passes.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
That's... If everybody agrees that the damage then doesn't counter over except for this guy. Fair enough. Alright, Lorian, you and NPCs, what do you guys do? You can tell them something to do, otherwise they'll take the disengage action and keep running west following the last command.
I'll tell them to keep running.
Disengage action, keep running.
Disengage, keep running. Yep.
Turn on dead is so good.
Yeah.
It is amazing. When it works.
Yeah.
When there's actually undead to use them.
3 chasing you, but you can outrun them at this point. I'm just giving you guys like the agency to choose of like keep running or not. Also damage matters. So what do you do on your turn, Lorian?
My turn. I will cast Command at 2nd level, targeting these two.
Cannot command undead and you would know it as a paladin. I'm sorry, my guy. No, we already had somebody try to cast command on undead in this campaign, and I remember. Because there's a spell that says that's called command undead, and it's much higher level.
Never mind.
Yeah, won't have you waste on here.
Tell everybody to keep retreating.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stick by our probably fragile NPCs. And are they dashing or? No, they disengage.
No, they disengage.
Well, I'll move here and then. So I'll move here and I'll just take the dodge action.
Fair enough. Javik, you regain your sight as you step away from the blinding light, and you just see white snow, and slowly things begin to shape up, and the tree killed on an angle, just barely standing. And then you turn and you see one of them that pursue you, with 2 arms outstretched, trying to like choke slam you into the snow.
On the attack roll.
On
both, because I'll use Warden Flare as a reaction on the second one.
So first one dispatches 23. Second one is with Flare, natural 1.
23 hits.
Okay. Wrapping hands around your throat, it goes in for a crushing grasp. As it's cold grasp, you take that 16 plus 13. The other two give pursuit, and it's back to the team's turns. They're not gonna catch up, I don't think. The other ones, they turn and run, so I'm just gonna effectively, if nobody damages them, they're out of combat. I won't bother running them, because I'm assuming nobody's
it's a whole minute.
Yeah, it's a whole minute. They're gonna run away, giving you guys a chance. At this point, if you choose to disengage, I'm just saving you guys time. If you choose to disengage,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Shavik,
disengage and run.
you can outrun them.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this because damage matters.
Yeah, I'm just running at this point.
Fair enough.
Just like push him off with the shield and just like get the fuck back, and then I'm gonna hightail
Running,
it.
following the dragon's gaze, you head west. Then I'm just trying to like not waste your time with extra turns, right? Fair enough. Good shit. About half hour's run west, you finally come along a road past the overgrown woods, and you arrive at a landscape dotted by several dozen ancient stone structures. Close to the path between crumbled towers and ruined shrines, you see like a frozen waterfall that descends from a cliff about 200 feet above and proceeds down to the icy stream. Kaldur points toward this place and informs you that this here is the entrance to Yaitrak. You arrived.
Yay!
At this point, we can call it here. I had more. But I feel like I can hear it in guys' voices that like we are approaching end of session.
Yeah, I have to wake up early tomorrow.
That's
Likewise.
That's understandable. I hope you guys had fun, and I hope that Laura and you had fun as well. Let me know if you're sticking around. Like for next session stuff, if you want to join us on this quest and whatnot. But
He's muted.
oh yeah, he is muted.
Julian!
I didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, I'm sticking around.
Okay,
Great.
cool. If I were to push you guys on, you guys are already on the map. Do you have a vision?
Yeah, I see that
Yes.
big troll guy.
Yeah, you see that big troll guy? We'll pick there. We'll pick from there next session.
He looks nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe he's friendly.
I'm sure he's not mean at all.
Maybe he's friendly. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So, one thing that I will say when I'm looking at this,
Hmm?
I see health bars for Zavik and Basilica. I don't see them for
Ezekiel.
any Ezekiel, and for some reason I'm not seeing one for myself right now, but
I see all the original three. I don't see one for Casimir, Ezekiel, and Kaldur.
You don't see NPC Alphars, that's on purpose.
No.
But
Okay, that's fine then.
but that's because I didn't give Lorian a proper token.
You heard it, guys. Ezekiel is a spy of Strahd, okay? That's
Yeah.
why we cannot see his health.
yes, he's an NPC.
NPC. Kill him before he betrays us.
Absolutely, have to. Has to be done.
Okay, chill. What about now?
Not yet.
Ree.
Gonna quit out and load back in and see if that changes anything. Because I wasn't seeing my own health bar at that point.
Now it works, yeah.
Cool. Hopefully you'll get to expand on your character more, Ezekiel and stuff.
There we go. I see that now.
But I'm glad you guys took the opportunity to, talk character to character. I feel like we should have more of that. What me and Nick call that campfire time.
Yeah.
Something that just adds to the game a lot. But yeah, I have fun. I just don't want to overstress it.
It was fun. Like, the dragon was scary.
Yep. Sometimes
That
you
22
encounter-
was too high.
Yeah, sometimes
I was I was very close to being dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had like 30 hit points left. I'm like, well, if anything happens, I'm gone.
I
And I
had
had like
less.
Well, what's
I
your max
had-
HP?
I had 102 with 8 health. With 8 temporary.
So you would have been fine.
You could have survived. I was like on 10.
I survived,
Here's the
but,
thing: even
well,
if you die, it's not the end. Like either you get a new character, or
You do the back.
or you.
Strahd intervenes.
Well, no. Why would he?
Oh,
I'm not gonna
well, why not?
cheap you out. Well, 'cause why would I do that? But jokes aside, you guys have options to like revivify and stuff. Worst case scenario.
That's a really cool shield you have, so.
I think I will take it.
Yes.
I think I'll take it.
No. I just
Over my
commented on
dead body.
Yeah.
So, did we actually luck out?
Oh,
You
yeah.
dealt exactly.
Wait, I see on the.
You dealt exactly average for that.
Wow.
What? I'm lost. What happened?
For the dragon
Damn
breath
it.
attack, I dealt.
For the dragon breath attack.
Oh, okay.
That was exactly average.
Keep looking up damage on 5e tools. Maybe I'll just modify it next time.
Oh no!
You rolled the dead
did that by
characters.
I did that by going back to what you rolled,
Oh,
and then I went to dice calculator and said, "I know how to calculate the math for 16d8."
look at this nerd doing math. I'm going to put glasses back on him. Goggles go back on.
I wanted to see what you had prepared for the wizard. Like,
I wanted to get you the eye drug, but I was like, I knew. I'm not upset. I knew that you guys are not gonna reach eye drug this session because I was like, we're doing a new character, and even then, it's like a lot of combat, and it should be that way. I pre-roll encounters. See, like random encounters are fun, but I don't like doing them during session. I just pre-roll them, and then I prepare the notes according to what I rolled. And I rolled an actual 20 in Malgakis. I'm like, it's gotta be him. It's gotta be the main man, not Strahd. You know, I'm not gonna fucking kill him. I'm just gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw him. But I fucking love the dynamic of the dragon and the wizard, how it just never acknowledged that he's dead. I don't know. I just really like that. It's so precious.
it's sad as.
It is sad. It's just an old, dim-witted dragon, and I don't know. I like that personality. I just like. I'm a sucker for it.
Did you read why it's dim-witted? Do you know why?
Meaning, why are white dragons dim-witted?
No. That well, I imagine that it's from Icewind Dale? The dragon?
You can imagine that.
Oh yeah, but well, assuming that it's the same, do you know why it's dim-witted?
I mean, you're gonna tell me.
I know I can tell you if you want. If not, I can.
I'd
keep
rather
it.
not
Like,
know.
Maybe you wanna read. Maybe you wanna read about it.
I don't want spoilers for Icewind Dale now.
Okay, cool. It doesn't appear in the model, but there is a reason why.
That's cool.
Uh,
It's kind of like Mordenkainen being randomly showing up in campaigns without explanation, but if you know the deep lore for it, then you know.
Oh, but
Anyway.
I really wanted to see what you did with the wizard in the back. Like, I was ready to ask questions. 5 questions, I think, or 3. I don't remember.
Pretty sure you would have got like one question out of a spell, and then I would have like had it rise. I was like, I'm not a big
That's
fan.
true.
Like some people are like the realistic DMs. They're like, oh, as soon as they start talking, I'm gonna like ambush them. But I'm like, they're talking to a new character. They're bonding. I'm not gonna, it's an old dragon. It's half deaf. Whatever. It takes its sweet time to awaken.
It's napping. Like,
I have a question. I think he already left though. I think Lorraine already left.
I'm still here.
I'm still here. What's up?
Paladins, do you have Aura of Protection on?
Yes, I do.
Okay, because I don't think your party members are aware of it. And
There was never an instance where it was applied.
I-
Every time we rolled a
It-
saving everyone
Yeah.
who needed it just happened to be more than 10 feet away from me.
Okay, I'm just saying that
I was
like we
paying
should
attention to
keep
it.
that in mind. I remember playing with paladins, and a lot of people like just forgot about it. It's a free cloak of protection, so
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I'm keeping it in mind.
It's more than that. It is the
Charisma,
thing
right?
that is paladin.
hmm.
Yeah,
That is paladin.
it's fucking huge.
Hmm.
Is
It's
it based
like
off their charisma?
it
Their-
is
their
your
power?
charisma to everyone's saving throws within 10
Yeah.
feet of you, I think.
Yeah,
That's nutty.
Actually, is it? And then it
Yeah,
expands to
10 feet.
more.
yeah.
It becomes
Later?
30 feet at level
I'm
18.
a firm believer that monsters at tier 3 and above, they're written in such a way that like if an attack misses, that's the damage that a player should receive and be like scared. Like that's when it misses. When an attack fucking hits and you don't save it at like that level, you're death essentially. That's why I really like and hate high level combat. A lot of it is sort of like denying the DM fun sometimes because of abilities that just are straight up no. But if it's like something like your saves are better, I'm always for it because that just means that combat can be fun now instead of the dragon dealing 100 damage cold and killing half the party.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what's your aura of protection rank at, or what's your aura of protection at? So your charisma modifier.
It's +5.
Nice.
Dang, that's a lot.
Yeah, people need to add modifiers to their sheets.
That's why
Yeah.
when we were being attacked by the dragon, and even just now, trying to stay close by people, and I took like a prepared action to move with the group. But every time it was actually needed, I was if the person who needed it wasn't within 10 feet of me.
I'd like to imagine that like because you just out of blue mentioned a shack. I'd like to imagine you just found it, like it was somebody else's, and like that somebody else just not bound to come back anytime soon because they're fucking dead. So you just like took it for yourself. Some giant's shack. All the chairs are like 10 foot high.
Oh,
You have to like climb with both hands to eat dinner.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't fully understand. Was that supposed to be near where we were, or was that supposed to be like half an hour outside of the town?
Half an
Near
hour
the
out of town.
Okay.
No.
The whole principle, and I mean, like, you can correct me with this, Lorian, but the whole principle is like the reason why he was so far out is because Paladin follows voice of God to seek out.
Thank you.
Yeah, to seek
was
out
gonna ask that.
fellow Basilica. Yeah, pretty much. I had that innate connection be there. Of course, Basilica's connection is a little bit different than the Paladin's. Much not stronger, but just different.
Yeah.
Especially once you finally get your hands on Summon Celestial. I guess I'll look for that. Old faces coming back. Yeah. But we'll see. Maybe Lorian will expand on his character too. Nobody ever reveals their full hand for a session. Yeah. I hope that this was a good change and you guys are feeling it. Us being 4 instead of 3. I just figure that it's a better party dynamic.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels meatier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially dividing attention amongst many enemies.
Yes.
Okay.
Lorian, what did you use? Like your sword? It's two-handed or one-handed?
just one-handed.
Okay, just checking on that.
It's two-handed, but it's
Sword
one
board?
hand for me.
Yeah, it's either, but I'm wielding it one-handed.
Motherfucker has haste.
Yes, I do.
But fuck.
Yes, I do.
Hazy's vengeance.
What's your oath? We never discussed that because you literally made your character an hour before session.
Oath of Vengeance. Vengeance
Vengeance.
for the party. And,
That makes sense. What is it?
That he lost in.
Oh, you have the same thing that the Hornguard has. That's cool. Nice.
I don't know who that is.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We'll meet him on the road.
Yeah. Sentinel.
Oh.
What'd you take?
He's-
Sentinel. What else? What did you take? Just an ASI as the second one?
All I took was Sentinel, and that's it. Yeah, I just took ability score increases.
Safe Haven. It's a faction agent. What is this?
He can rest in Kresk.
What's your background? Faction agent. What did you pick? Which faction? Harper's?
Oh, I didn't pick that yet.
Okay, I guess. Oh, you just
I
kind
just
of
picked
pick
the looking
whatever
character.
background. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We'll figure it out. I thought you went with veteran. That's why. But yeah. See,
I
I
haven't gone
thought.
into excruciating detail about everything yet. I kind of just came up with the
No,
story.
we'll
about,
discuss that. You
Lucy's
literally made your
previous
character an
fighting.
hour before session. I was not going to like lore dump you all over Barovia. There, we can link you to certain factions here, like we did with players before. You know,
What?
but honestly,
Right.
the whole outsider. I came here with a party and they're all dead, and now I'm seeking a way out. Is probably the best because that just gives you room to.
It also
Wait.
like it perfectly explains why my character's already level 10. So it's just it fits very well. Rather than just having some like random level 10 dude who just happens to be hanging out amongst a village of peasants.
I was born like this. The only time you can encounter a level 15 character out of the blue is if he's a warlock. Because daddy gave him that money.
Sorcerers, sort of.
Yeah,
Sorcerers are born with their spells.
yeah.
They don't have to work for it.
They have to attune to it a little bit, though. Warlocks can just, like, make a bargain. It's like, oh, okay, cool, you're a commoner, 4 health, you're level 15 now.
Thank you,
Oh.
Daddy.
Yeah. Now, burn down Valaki for me. Thanks. Yeah. Any questions, Julian, before you go? Lorian? Julian?
I will definitely have questions later. Right now, I'm gonna get off and go to bed.
Same.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. I'm
Yeah.
already falling asleep.
Cool.
Good, guys. Have a good night then.
I have to go